I think they'll play a diamond. From the clips I've watched.
Right.
My. Who was that? Who sang this? My.
No idea.
Armand van Helden.
Dance Classwell. Dance.
Well.
Yeah.
It's my specialist subject. Is dance music.
I would never have said that, to be fair.
Plus Motown.
Motown. Can't go wrong with that.
We've got a lot of Motown, aren't we?
Bit of Marvin's. Well, hello and welcome back to Fleetwood Town's YouTube channel for tonight's FA Youth Cup second round tie between Fleetwood Town and Mansfield Town. Tonight I'm joined by, I couldn't ask for anyone else this evening, it had to be the man himself. It's Scott. Scott, welcome back. How are you, mate?
I'm all good, Sam. Great to be back with you, my mate, and thoroughly looking forward to the second round fixture in the Youth Cup tonight versus Mansfield.
Yeah, it should be a good tie. We've done our homework. It looks like they're quite a physical side. Just what kind of challenges are Fleetwood going to have to deal with this evening?
Well, the physical challenge is the obvious one. However, I think it would be unfair to say that Mansfield have only kind of got that string to the bow. They look a decent side to me from what I've seen on the clips, and they look like they've got a couple of good prospects playing for them. So they'll be here tonight in town fancying the chances, but obviously Fleetwood Town will have prepared well under Mr. Wiles and the coaching staff. A few more bodies back from the injury table to bolster the squad again. So yes, looking forward to it.
We'll go through the Fleetwood Town lineup very shortly, but we'll start with our visitors this evening. One of our special fans who watch the stream has come to the game this evening, which is great to see. But the Mansfield side starting in goals, number 12 Owen Mason, 2 Tyler Anderson, 3 Darian Walchop, 4 Cody Collins, 5 Lewis Hill Smith, 6 Charlie Carter, 7 Jonty Bouch, 8 Finn Flanagan, 9 Jack Deakin, and captain this evening for Mansfield, 10 Jakub Krasunsky, 11 Diego Edwards. The substitutes for Mansfield this evening: Louis Turner in goal, number 14 Bailey Hamilton, 15 Mikhail Abdullah, 16 Ben Whelan, 17 Rolly Kokinos, 18 Max Herdis, and 19 Tyler Weil. The Fleetwood Town starting lineup this evening: in goal, number 1 Connor Easton, 2 Billy Jones, 3 Oliver Leggett, 4 George Morrison, 5 William Johnson, and captain this evening 6 Ryan Hand, 7 Kyle King, Joshua Kearns wears number 8, 9 Dante Thompson Prempe, 10 Joseph Hunter, and 11 Dominic Richmond. The subs bench: Rio Cragg, the backup goalkeeper, 12 Theo Butterworth, 14 Harry Clark, 15 and back on the bench Harry Wilson, as well as 16 Covey Smith, 17 Zane Marsh, and 18 Caden Lord. Scott, 2 changes to the Fleetwood Town lineup this evening from the first cracking game early in the round. But what do you think Simon Wiles' approach is going to be tonight with those changes?
I think he's gone for a system that will try and negate Mansfield's threats. I expect Mansfield to play a 4-4-2, which will be a diamond. And I think Wilesley will set up 3-5-2, hence the couple of changes. But I must mention that it's, very, very pleasing to see young Wilson and young Covey Smith back in the ranks for tonight's game. and you know, hopefully that they'll get on the pitch too. But delighted to have them back off the injury table.
And talking about Kobe Smith, early in the stages last campaign, he was on absolute fire. Defenders couldn't deal with him, and that's, like you said, a great option for Simon Wiles to have off the bench if things are quite close.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kobe was almost the kind of star of the Youth Cup for them last season. He certainly grabbed the headlines with his goals, but I think there's so much more to Kobe as well, and you know, his work rate is you know, he's relentless, and it's infectious as well, and he's you know, a typical Fleetwood Town striker. And that's what we're kind of looking to in the academy, to mould our players around the likes of Kobe Smith.
Please welcome Fleetwood Town.
As you probably hear Rod, the Fleetwood Town announcer, the players are now entering the field of play. Both captains, William Johnson and Jack Deacon, lead their sides out, with Mansfield wearing the yellow top with the blue sleeves, blue shorts and blue socks. Fleetwood in the traditional colours of the red top, white shorts and red socks. We'll see which side will shoot which way in the opening stages. But read through the comments, we'll try and read as many out as we can this evening. Wynamick says, come on Jakub. James Reed says, Cal King is the future. Chris Ramsey, who was back after the first round tie, says, up the Codlings. Tiku says, come on Charlie Carter. Charlie will be wearing the number 6 shirt for Mansfield Town this evening. Keep going, some score predictions, which is great to have. Chris Ramshaw, he says 2-1 to the Codlins. Jacob Preston says 5-0, with Mozza getting all 5 of those. Beryl Laycox in the chat this evening. Beryl, hope you're well. No game for Fleetwood this weekend, so we'll see. But as you can maybe see from the screens, we are going to have a minute of silence, and I'll leave you with the PA announcer, Rod.
For those who fought for us to be here. They grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Got to say, an impeccable minute silence there for soldiers who have fought for our freedom, and those still fighting for our freedom. So well done to everyone in the stadium and those who joined in at home. But we are, Scott, we're moments away from kick-off here at Highbury Stadium. There's a bit of rain swirling around this. We know what Fleetwood's like. Fleetwood know these conditions from previous years. Mansfield in the hand. They've got to go and cope with these conditions. It might play a part this evening. Yeah, it might do. You know, Fleetwood is a tricky place to come for anyone, and when that wind comes in off the Fylde Coast front, then yes, it swirls around, and the weather conditions can change throughout the game. So I agree, it will be a factor. Listen, Mansfield will have played in weather conditions like tonight, but like you say, it's just a little bit different because it does swirl around and it can change throughout the game, like we saw against Burton Albion at the weekend where the first team were playing in the FA Cup. Yeah, definitely. A few more comments in. Samuel Miles says, come on the Stags. Akil Rafi, who's again in the chat, says, come on to the lads. Obviously representing Fleetwood. And Samuel Miles says, keep your eye on number 5 for Mansfield. It's Lewis Hill Smith. So we'll look to do that as both of the captains meet the 3 officials this evening. In the middle we've got Andrew Sykes, and there's 2 assistants, Keenan Wright and Robert Denton, with the 4th official being Peter Leonard. Peter Wood, a member of the Fleetwood Town staff, he's watching the stream this evening. Akil thinks it's going to be a 2-0 win for the Karami, and Brooke Gascoigne says up the Stags, watching from Shighbury. So
let's hope Akil's right.
We've seen some classics over the last 18 months, Scott, in this competition. We're just hoping that it lives up to that deal. But again, it's a knockout competition. There's a lot on the line. Fleetwood want to try and replicate what they've done in the last 2 years. But Mansfield are probably going to come here and try and cause a bit of an upset.
Absolutely, and the FA Youth Cup seems to have that drama attached to it, a little bit like the FA Cup. But yeah, especially when teams feel like they're staring down the barrel. They tend to go things for a little bit early and maybe push people on, etc. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We know the referee, Andrew Sykes. I know him personally. He's a good lad, and I'm sure that he'll be in charge of this and officiating from the highest level tonight.
Definitely, we are moments away where Fleetwood will take the kick-off to get us underway. We'll go back through the starting 11s at some point early in the first half. Yeah, penalties last time. I still got the sheet from the last game, which I think we might have to deal with one team sheet now as the wind blows one of ours away. But as I said, in a cracking 3-3 draw last time out, which went to extra time and penalties, Fleetwood winning that 4-3. But we are underway here at Highbury Stadium, and there is a clock to our saviour, because we've had a few issues again with the software, so apologies for no clock on the screen, but we'll keep up to date on a regular basis as Fleetwood look to switch the play, and it's going to be the first touch for Billy Jones on this near side, Scott.
Yeah, obviously Fleetwood trying to just create a little bit of pressure early against Mansfield by getting the ball forward quickly, which is always good in the first few minutes.
Long throw only to meet the, I guess, yellowy gold shirts of the away team, and looks like it was going to be Deakin, the captain, just to hold the ball up, but he can only find the fullback. The ball's kept in play on that far side, and I think Leggett maybe got a touch off the defender there, but the referee deems it to be a different
He worked hard there, Dom, to keep that ball in, so that's a good start for him to be positive and get that ball kept in play.
As I said before, conditions might cause some problems here with overhidden passes, but it's again Jones on this near side looking to get at the Mansfield defender, but it's come off a Fleetwood leg last if it stays in, and just went out there, which Kyle King, who has come into the side this evening, Scott, as we were alluding to before, made a massive impact off the sub bench in the last round, and that's exactly what you want your subs to do. Yeah,
and he's obviously someone that's been injured as well, so we're delighted to have him back fit. He missed pre-season, he's missed most of this season up until last week, so yeah, we're delighted to have him back, and he's a character like I mentioned last time, but he'll be open for a repeat performance as well.
Yeah, King scored the second of the equalisers in the last round against Tranmere Rovers, so the manager has repaid him for his performance with a start this evening. It's going to be not sure if it's a free kick the referee signal for, or a throw-in just inside the opponent's half. We are 2 minutes into this FA Youth Cup second round tie between Fleetwood and Mansfield Town, as Leggett, who had a great performance, as did the rest of the lads, to be fair, for Fleetwood in their penalty shootout victory against Tranmere. And Scott, we were saying off air that with all the injuries that Fleetwood have had, and I know we went into it quite a bit last week, but it's very unusual for a team to have, what, I think 15 players out injured. But that win, yes, it was on penalties, would have given this group massive confidence coming into this game.
I totally agree, and if you could have given them anything, sure, that was onside.
Ball strike at goal. It's struck powerful by, I believe it was Deakin, the captain. If he turns around, I'll get it was number 9 for Mansfield, and yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, Scott, if he was just in an offside position.
No, the liner was clear, so he's closer than us, but yeah, just going back, I think if you could have given the team anything, it would have been that performance or that kind of victory against Tranmere on penalties, because obviously they've had a tough start to the season with injuries and results, so for them to get that, and Wilesy will hope that's gelled and brought a bit of confidence to the group.
Ball long, which Tonsum Prempeh can't quite get hold of. It's another long ball, and you might be able to see on the screen, looking into that floodlight on the far left, just the wind and the rain maybe causing the team some problems, whether you're attacking over hitting the ball or as a defender not clearing your lines far enough. But it's going to be Connor Easton to kick the ball long or switch the play on this near side.
It's going to be a tough start this for Fleetwood, Sam, because that wind is going in Mansfield's favour, and they've obviously opted, after winning the toss, to play with the wind and put some pressure on Fleetwood. That was good interplay by Jones and Richmond.
King just keeping the play running, as we didn't really see this much in the first half from Fleetwood in their first round tie, so it's great to see the lads full of confidence. Ball long into the channels. It's going to be kept in on this near side, which Richmond does really well. It's Jones to try and break forward. It's a strong enough tackle, and it just got a deflection off Jones on the way through, with the linesman pointing for a goal kick.
Yeah, good spot by the linesman. Referee goes with him. Yeah, it's looking like Mansfield have set up with a 4-4-2 and playing a diamond. So that'll be interesting, because the 10's obviously in between the strikers who may split. Fleetwood have set up 3-5-2. And I think that the key for Wales' team will be to get the switch into play as soon as they can.
A loose header by Jones. We'll come back to that, Scott, that point with them playing a diamond in midfield, but it's Mansfield with the ball at the moment, closed down by Jones. He wins the ball, and it's going to be a throw-in midway inside Fleetwood's half, which number 3, Darian Walchop, will take. Again, if any parents or family members are watching and I do get any pronunciations wrong, please do correct me. I'd rather get them right throughout the stream. But back to number 5, Hill Smith. Switch to his full-back, and Fleetwood again looking to really press at their opponents and win the ball back, and the switch is on there, but delayed on the ball. And gotta say, the manager for Mansfield, Mike Whitlow, didn't quite think that was a foul, and maybe a soft one there, Scott.
I'm not sure, because he catches Cairns as he was about to pass the ball on the back of the heel. Showing me age now, but I remember their manager playing left back for Bolton.
Ball switch to Jones on this near side. It's come off the number 3's head there. Walchop. Jones twisting and turning. Had a great, as I said, as the rest of the team, a great performance, especially second half, being on that early yellow card.
I've got to say really that young Billy Jones has started well again tonight, Sam.
Just keeping it simple. That's sometimes what we didn't see in that first leg, that Fleetwood are trying to overcomplicate passes and really look for these switches, but as you can see, the ball is held up there, where normally, I believe, Kearns probably does find his man. But the wind machine is on here at full blast, or 80%, shall we say, as it reaches Deaconing, but not sure whether the keeper could have gone, but it's left foot pulled to the box. Can't turn his defence. A great tackle by number 4, George Morrison.
Ryan Hands, that was, Sam.
Oh, Ryan Hands,
yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was a 4 on the back.
Well done by Joe Hunter, but they just need... Not given.
Not given that one. It's a great battle so far.
I just hope that, obviously we've seen Cairns get dispossessed there, then Joe Hunter dispossessed. They've got to move that ball out the midfield area quickly. Obviously they can bring their players into play. They've got 4 in midfield. I know it's a diamond, but they can change the shape of it. So Fleetwood need to be careful when they get on the ball.
Mansfield looking to break forward, ball into the box. Deacon, it's away across the ball and across the area, should I say, and away for a Fleetwood Town throw-in right near their corner flag.
Just while there's a break in play, Sam, I'll give a shout out to our first team goalkeeper coach, Lee Kendall. He'll be watching tonight. With them having no game, he's gone home, and he's rang up today and wished us all luck, which is a measure of the man. He's a top lad, and he's had a great impact since coming into the club in the summer. So thanks for that, Kens, and hope you enjoy the game, my mate.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure there'll be a lot of the first team watching this with no game this weekend due to the international break. A fixture against Doncaster. I'm not sure if it's got a rearranged date yet, but I'm sure it will be a Tuesday night. For Fleetwood fans who are watching this stream and wondering why there might be no game tomorrow, that's the reason why. We are just over 8 minutes into this game. It's 0-0 between Fleetwood and Mansfield Town. Easton with the ball.
Great
switch.
Strike.
Richmond can't quite get hold of that, neither can Thompson Prempeh. As Mansfield look to try and break now. It's Deacon who holds the ball up well. He's a powerful forward. But powerful enough, he's not getting on the end of that one with the wind swirling around.
No, and I think that might be the slight problem. They've obviously opted to have the wind behind the backs, but it's strong and then it whips up. So there, he's obviously not put too much power or pace on that ball, and the wind's got hold of it, and it's motored away out of touch for a Fleetwood Town goal kick. So they'll have to be careful with that. Their passing will have to be precise.
Apologies if just looking at the screen, a bit of rain swirled in, so we'll try and get that one clean, but it shouldn't affect the picture too much. As Eastham goes long, halfway line, but it's headed back into Fleetwood's half. As Thompson Prempeh looks to get on the ball, and it's come out wide now to Jones, looking to really break. There's a pull on the shoulder there. The referee's not seen the first one, but he drives forward into the Mansfield box. It's a great ball, low in there, but the defender does really well to clear it for a Fleetwood corner, Scott.
So positive there, young Billy Jones, fantastic. Wanted to beat the defender and then had the presence of mind to put a ball in that might have caused some pressure for Mansfield, but well done, Billy, good start.
Fleetwood lined up maybe for the short corner with Joshua Kearns next to the corner kick taker. Definitely not the 10 yards, they were 11.
Don't understand it.
Especially after the manager hears it's a wicked ball into the box, any condition. A wild swing there, and Leggett looks to try and break forward, but he's lost the ball now, and this is where Mansfield can hurt Fleetwood, but it's going to be just overhit there, which Diego Edwards can't quite get on the end of it.
No, I'm not quite sure why the referee didn't enforce the Mansfield defender there to move back, but anyway.
Let's see if that's a continuous feature on corners for Fleetwood, as Thompson Prempeh again just out-muscled there and can't quite get that first touch out of his feet, but it's a foul there, which the referee's always going to give.
Yeah, Thompson's got to get hold of it for us tonight, young Dante. He's got to get hold of that ball because it's going to be key to try and relieve the pressure.
Fleetwood losing the ball. Deakin winning the ball back into midfield. Pulls the ball back to the left back, Wildchop, and he wins his side a free kick.
But great aggression from Billy Jones. Obviously, he's delayed him. Again, good from Billy Jones, and he's made a bright start to the game.
Again, you can see why we thought they were going to be physical, maybe not in terms of height, but in terms of strength. See if they cause any issues on set pieces. Really quite a few of their goals from the Fleetwood Town analyst team have come direct from set pieces, and potentially another one there. But
vital flick.
Tyler Peter says, come on Charlie, with plenty of thumbs up. Tom Level says, superb football from Charlie Carter, who is Mansfield's number 6 this evening. We'll go through the teams very shortly as we hit the 12-minute mark in this game. Corner whips the far post, and with the assist of the wind, it goes over.
Well,
Connor Eastham's goal.
Yeah, well, already, Sam, I was just going to say the direction of the wind's changed with the rain coming in. It was going down pitch behind Mansfield, and now it seems to be coming slightly across the pitch.
As people listening to the audio, you might be hearing the wind come through the microphone. So I couldn't find the windshield, which is didn't think it was going to be too windy this evening. But we're 12.5 minutes into this game. It's still goalless between Fleetwood and Mansfield Town in the FA Youth Cup second round tie. A place in the third round awaits one of these sides. Easton with a flick, one that Billy Jones playing a more advanced role in the right wing back position, as well as Ollie Leggett on the opposite side of the pitch this evening. It's going to be Wildchop to go long, headed by number 10, Krasunsky. Wildchop ball long, it's just over the Fleetwood Town defender and Deakin.
Yeah, it's a good idea by the left back there for Mansfield, I thought. Not quite the execution, but good idea.
I've got to ask you this, Scott, as a coach, are you someone who likes to play into the wind, knowing that you have to keep the ball down, and if you kick it long it might come back to you, but on the flip side, if you're playing with the wind, you've always got that chance of over-hitting or not hitting their pass with the right amount of zip on it.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think Walsey will be delighted to play against the win first off, because they'll want to get the ball down and play. And Mansfield are already having a few problems with the kind of passing, and the execution of it looks a bit daft when they probably knocked some good balls.
Trying to be clever there.
Yeah, I don't quite get that
6.
with the referee, because he's obviously wanted to take it quick. He's stopped that, and then he's like, surely you've got to have a word and say, listen, if they want to play quick, they can play quick. Well, I think we can see Fleetwood's tactic here as well. They're just trying to obviously move the ball around before they hit the switches into the areas for Dante. That's good. He'll be pleased with that, Walsey.
There's a difference between hoofing the ball and hitting the channels, isn't there, Scott?
Absolutely. And Will Johnson gave you a fine example there. And that was up, they can overhit it and it'll be held up by the wind, so that goes into their favour. But yeah, totally agree. There are differences. His pass selection was spot on there, young Johnson.
It's come off a yellow shirt last, which it means that Billy Jones gets another attempt at throwing this one in.
Just like Dom and Dante, to just have a little bit more movement in around the box.
Richmond on the edge of the box, which it's cleared away by number 6 from Mansfield, which is Charlie Carter. Not sure how that really stayed in, but chance for
the wind.
Turn that wind machine off.
I know. But,
again, Fleetwood with a throw-in. Deep inside their opponent's half, 15.5 minutes played. Still 0-0.
Great to see all the academy kids present with the parents again, swelling the crowd, Sam.
It's interesting that they've all moved from the first 8 rows with the rain coming and the fans to our right, which again is near enough full in the Parkside stand here at Highbury Stadium, which is great to see. But it's a ball crossed in by Leggett and it gets a deflection off the fullback Anderson. Chance for Fleetwood to really put some pressure on Mansfield.
Yeah, he'll be pleased with the last few phases of play. Young Wiles, I can't call him Young Wiles these days, can I?
Well, he'll appreciate that listening back later on.
Moving on up. Anyway, yeah, he'll be pleased with the last few minutes. Let's see if we can get anything from this corner.
Ball in the near post, it's cleared away by a yellow shirt. It's come to Billy Jones. Goes out wide to Richmond, wearing the number 11. Deacon, who's a very strong and powerful player, but he does well to put the ball back in. And Thompson Prempeh thought he had the ball there to head home, but keeper does really well there, Owen Mason.
Well, I think to be fair, then the keeper lost it in the wind, but there Connor Eastham just showing a little bit of experience for his young years, where he's let the ball run out, taking his time, and they'll be keen, Fleetwood, just to try and upset the rhythm sometimes in Mansfield when they're trying to be strong and direct. It's difficult to play against, that's what I will say, Sam. You know yourself, if they keep putting the ball on top of you, you've got to keep dealing with it. It's very, very difficult to play against sometimes, and Mansfield haven't been slow in coming forward very directly, as you saw then.
Whitlow, the head coach, should I say, his official title, just telling his defenders just to step an extra 5 yards forward, because you know what's going to happen. It's going to go in the air, the wind's going to bring it, and you're 5 yards the other side of the ball, and you've got to come and meet that. And it just even put Fleetwood under pressure on that back 3, back 5. But it's Mansfield who look to break forward. The referee looks like he's going to give a free kick there, which
Good
he does.
work back by Dom, though. Wiles will be pleased with that. Remember as well, Dom Richmond and under 16. And looking at the team sheet, there's 2 under 16 starting and 2 on the bench, which is in credit to the work that goes on in the academy. That under 16s are propelled into the Youth Cup squad.
No, definitely is. It's going to be Taylor Anderson to take this one short, and the referee just says, "Wait for my whistle." So retake again. 18, just coming up to 18.5 minutes played in this game. He gets a second chance, does Anderson. Comes out wide to Wildchop. He's got player on the inside, looking to try and win his side of corner, which is Jonty Bouch, but
Cairns dealt with it well there. Good start there from young Josh Cairns, another lad who's come back from injury.
Didn't think that went behind his head, but we'll give him the credit. It's a run at the near post by Edwards there, and he can't quite get the connection that he wanted to cause Connor Eastham's goal any issues. But right idea, though, running across the defender, just didn't quite get the execution off.
And again, that's an instance for me where Mansfield, it looks a difficult chance, and it is because of the wind. I mean, it's a good ball, it's the right idea, it's the right run, and then the execution's doubly difficult because of the wind and the weather. So the wind's probably holding the ball up, and he's trying to connect with it and get power on it. So not a bad effort from the 11.
Eastham goes long that time. No wind keeping that one at bay, even though
that's better, Dante.
Press box is rather wind chilled. Oh, a bit of a loose touch there, which Mansfield can capitalise on, and it's Edwards now who's looks to try and get ahead of the number 4, George Morrison, and
got to stay on his feet there. Young George got to stay on his feet. He lost the track of the run and then swapped to the inside, and the lad's going nowhere for now. So he's just got to stay on his feet and delay him, and hopefully get some bodies back. But as it is, dangerous free kick now.
Yeah, certainly is. It's going to be again Anderson, the number 2 for Mansfield, to whip this ball in. And Scott, if you were him, sometimes you aim for that far post where the 6-yard box is, and if he gets a slight touch, the goalkeeper has to react quickly.
These are dangerous moments, because you would want the ball placed there.
2 Fleetwood bodies there. Right, we've asked it, and it's a wild wild kick, which luckily for the defender just goes out for a corner, but that could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, and he's on the stretch, and it's one of them, when that ball comes in, you want to deal with it as a defender because of the conditions. Like you say, that could have gone anywhere.
Clive Parkins says, "Come on, you baby stags." And I've been saying yellow shirts, apparently it's amber, so I will call it amber from now on. Mansfield looking to break forward, and Fleetwood, like wasps, swarming and win the ball back, but it's back again for Mansfield, who have it on that far side. Looking to keep the ball here. Carter got time to switch the play, but Jones isn't going to give him much time, but it's a quick pass into the channels. And that's a strong tackle there, which
great tackle.
He tried to do before, and he got that one right.
Yeah, young George Morrison again, under 16, started in the Youth Cup, so fantastic experience for him.
Chance now for Carter again to drive forward, and again reads the game so well. Fleetwood looking to break now. Long ball, just getting caught up with him. Richmond can't read, but he has to chase this one down as Walchop wins inside of throw-in. Sorry.
Some of Fleetwood's midfielders, and I alluded to it before, are just getting caught flat-footed, and they need to be on the front foot when them balls are coming into them, because they're going to be the outlet to get us out. You saw an example there, young Joe Hunter, caught flat-footed.
I think Richmond thought it was just maybe a touch, but the referee's on the blind side of that, so hasn't seen anything. But Thompson, Prempeh and Richmond looking to link up there.
And I think it is a little touch, but you're not going to get free kicks for that, are you, Sam? Do you know what I mean?
Long ball over the top, which Eastham has to read.
Good position, young Eastham.
Again, before the first round against Tranmere, he hasn't only been in training a few days, Connor Eastham, but another week on the training pitch, along with the rest of the players and some players who have come back, which we spoke about before with Harry Wilson, the central midfield. But it's a chance now for Thompson Prempeh to get inside the Mansfield. It's pulled back, and it's not quite the touch that he wanted to, was Kyle King, but great opportunity there for Fleetwood to make it 1-0. But again, great defending, you have to say, and one foul there which the referee plays advantage for. Leggett on the far side, got to drive forward, he's got bodies in the box, it's whipped into Thompson Prempeh, they dropped it, but as we see, probably far too often the goalkeeper, should I say, get that little bit of protection, but I didn't see too much in there, but we are quite a distance away.
I have to be honest, I didn't see anything, but like you say, we're not as close, we've got a great position here. But again, good from Fleetwood there, won the ball well, so you try and not put too much on it, gets cut out, you put a little bit more on it for them to run onto, as you would do normally. And the conditions are playing a big part in this, certainly from Mansfield point of view.
I've got a shout out here. Andrew Biggs, grandson Logan Barsby, age 9. He's watching the game on Fleetwood Town's official YouTube channel, and he says, "Come on, you Stags." So thank you, Andrew, for that, getting that comment in, and thank you, Logan. We hope you both enjoy the stream this evening. And
I think Dante started well tonight in terms of when he's tried to make something out of nothing. A ball played down the channel there again for him to run onto, overtakes the defender with pace and wins his side of corner. So well done, Dante. More of that, please.
thought the laptop was going then, but it's only the towel. Ball whipped in at the near post, and Fleetwood can't quite get the touch they want to, and Easton's got a bit of time here. 25 minutes gone on the clock. Fleetwood in possession. Joseph Newson watching it. Good luck to Wowsy and the under-18s this evening, especially the Russell School lads, schoolboy should I say. He's gutted that he's not at Highbury watching this one, but well, it's great to have you on the stream.
It is, and I believe Joey's not feeling too well, so Joey, get well soon, my mate. And a message there from Sam Barrett, who obviously was here as a scholar and had some enjoyable nights at this stadium. So nice to hear from you, young Sam Barrett.
John Bodycoat says, yes, thank you Fleetwood for putting this on and allowing us Stags fans to watch. Really appreciate that comment, and without previous seasons and the views we've had, we won't be doing this this evening. So again, thank you to everyone who's supported us over the last 18 months with the live streams. But back to this one, 26.5 minutes played, it's still goalless. No real clear-cut chances, Scott, from what I remember, but like I said, we don't want to keep going about it, but conditions are having a bit of an impact on both sides.
Absolutely. I think that conditions are playing a huge part in this game. More so for Mansfield, but they have got the win, so you know, it will affect them more at the minute. But I think Fleetwood have started quite well. There's been a few, should we say, sniffs of a chance being created, but like you say, nothing clear-cut, and the game's still settling down. So Fleetwood have looked a little bit more likely to open the scoring, but you know, there's nothing between them at the minute.
I agree. Jones with the throw-in into midfield. Ball whipped in.
Great pass
to Hunter, who looks to switch the play. Fleetwood looking to try and get a leg it. He's got a powerful left foot. They'll need it in this wind. If it goes, it wins aside a corner, but the defender Anderson has done really well there. And it's
defended
a loose,
very well there.
It's not a bad ball in. It's whether the linesman, I think he was going to put his flag up if.
Oh, well done, Dante.
He's kept it in. Thompson Prempe's got bodies. Richmond, it doesn't quite fall for the young forward. Well, that was a great chance.
That was fantastic work by Dante. I mentioned earlier that he'd started brightly with winning, you know, ball down the sides and making something out of nothing, and that's a prime example. He's ran there, kept the ball in play when he had no right to, and then obviously tried to create a chance for Richmond. So again, well done, Dante.
It was interesting because I was looking at the linesman just to see, and he hesitated about whether to put his flag up or not, but he kept it down. I think if he scored, to be fair, there were no complaints from the manager's staff or the Mansfield players, but it's Jones now to drive forward. He's got someone on the overlap. He can't quite get the pass. He has to go back, and that's not the worst thing to do, as Kyle King looks to find a red shirt but can't quite make that pass right. Sitting a little bit deeper is King tonight. I don't know if maybe that's his preferred position, but we saw in the first round, for those who watched, that he pushed on a little bit forward and was able to create a few chances for the Cods.
Yeah, well, I think he's rotating with young Cairns, but he's certainly doing well for the team tonight. Oh, it's a sloppy pass by Hunter.
Yeah, not much you can do there. He's only not even half a yard away. He's always going to come into him, but we'll see. Hopefully the referee just has a word here.
I think they've banged knees there. I don't think there was any, you know, kind of intention from Kyle. I think he wanted to delay them because we'd given the ball away. The referee just having a quick chat, but I think essentially they've just banged knees together there.
Joe McGrath says Kyle King to score the winner. Mark my words. Someone called it last week. I think it was Mr. Josh Feeney. who I believe is...
we'll borrow that crystal ball off McGraw when he's finished with it.
Will King score 2 in 2 in this competition after scoring the all-important equaliser 7 minutes from time in the last round. Just a heavy touch there, which Wildshot wins. Long ball, it looks like he's just offside, coming into an onside position.
Well, again, Billy Jones with a positive. Oh, we need to be careful there, but we've worked it well. Yeah, Billy Jones again, positive. I know he'll be enjoying himself tonight. I know he enjoyed last week, and it was nice to see him with a smile on his face in the training ground. Again, someone who suffered with injury problems even before he came to the club. So everyone delighted for him. And I know that it's been quite a journey for him and his parents. Danny, who's obviously his biggest fan.
Fleetwood with the ball going long. He's going to hold up a little bit, which Richmond might be able to deal with, but the Stag defender can't quite keep that in. That's number 4, Cody Collins. And Jones to take this throw in just midway inside the opponent's half, looking to drive forward at every opponent, and that's
done well again, Billy.
He reminds, and I'm not comparing him in terms of ability, but kind of a Seamus Coleman type who just wants to be direct, and if he's opening, he's straight in there, and as a full-back, wing-back in those positions, when the game's tight, that can sometimes just unlock the doors. Yeah,
and there's a similarity there because he came from Everton, young Billy. But yeah, he's enthusiastic and he wants to run with the ball. You know, centre midfielder as well. And you know, when we first identified him,
near post, kneed away by the defender, unorthodox clearance, but Fleetwood needs to get closer. Went initially. Can Jones play back to the goalkeeper, which he does really well, and the fans inside the ground applaud that because he was under a lot of pressure. 31.5 minutes gone in this cup tie.
Good ball by Will Johnson there.
He's got a chance. Oh, it just seems to didn't move the direction the wind's going, just to get him on there, but long ball over the top, which Edwards will look to bring down, but he's going to be closed down by Morrison here, the number 4. It's pulled back to Deakin. He's going to try and get it on his favoured right foot. Pulls it back to Carter. Carter switches the play to that far side. Flanagan to the full-back. Ball into the box to number... Well, it hit number 6, Ryan Hand, but no claims of handball, as his arms were quite in and not making his body larger than it should be.
I don't think there's anything in that, Sam, but I thought Mansfield worked that ball well then from striker on the opposite side. They worked it back and across, and then obviously got the overload. Tried to deliver the cross, which was cut out by Ranhand.
Corner, in-swinger on the far side.
Man
free at the far post. He has to at least connect with the ball, does Cody Collins.
Free.
Just took his eye off the ball at the vital moment. Because that's Scott. I know we praise the good work that both teams do, but when you're defending and you leave a man free, Fleetwood have got to do so much better there.
Yeah, and Fleetwood will be absolutely livid with that because they have got away with one. Because if that, you know, connects, then they'd be in serious trouble. And he was completely free, unmarked, untracked, and very, very dangerous. So they'll need to address that going forward.
Definitely will do, as kind of say Mansfield just grown into this game with half an hour played. Seven made a fantastic run there. Did Bouch, please correct me if one of Johnson's family are watching.
I think one of the dangers for Fleetwood here, Sam, watching, is that Mansfield have got midfielders who want to run beyond the strikers. And we saw there, and I know we obviously recovered and made the tackle, but I think the 7 had made a great run forward if it had been slid in with the ball.
Jones looking to take on the fullback, which he does initially. I didn't actually think there was any touch there. The ball didn't seem to...
I think it was more the boots coming together.
Yeah. 34 minutes gone on the clock, just over 10 minutes to go until half time. It's a chilly one on the Fylde coast, as it always is during the winter. Goalless still. Will one side lead at the break, or will it be goalless after 45 minutes. Ball near post. It can't allowed to find Deakin, but it comes out to Edwards. Picks out the fullback on the far side. It's coming back to Edwards, but the Fleetwood Town defender clears the lines, and a chance for Fleetwood to break if it just fell for Thompson Prempeh. And it's a chance here for Richmond if he's quick enough, but the goalkeeper Mason was well positioned, and just kind of ran / jumped into the Fleetwood Town captain there, William Johnson. Fleetwood looked quite, bar that moment in the corner, quite organised and settled on this formation. Is it something that they've worked on this week?
Yes, absolutely, and worked on previously as well. To be fair, these aren't reactive tactics compared to week in, week out. Whilst he's very keen for them to experience different formations for when situations arise where they've got to change and adapt. So they'll be well drilled in this formation. And like I say, it won't have been just, oh, this week we need to change to this. It'll have been, listen, we're going to that formation.
You get in cup games that want a bit of tactics. That can be the difference between a win and leaving the competition. It just comes off a amber shirt last, which that time the referee is a little bit strict on where the player should be. As Jones will take this throw in midway inside his own half. He's got Kearns and King trying to look for the ball, and it's a loose one.
Be careful with them.
Again, not fallen. Bouch. Wild shot closed down by
Josh.
Thompson Prempeh. He's got options left and right, got to work together, bit of link-up play. And nearly a child then who wasn't even looking at the ball.
Back to play, Sam. Yeah, they broke well, Fleetwood. Whilst you'll be pleased with that one, Cairns was aggressive on the front foot, wins the ball, slides it, a few passes, then we break. Obviously they were alive to the danger, but Wiles will be pleased with the speed of the break.
Nicola's watching the stream. She says, go on Lewis Hill from Long Eaton and your family. And Nicola says a shout out to my husband Tony watching the game in Darlington. But it's a chance for the visitors driving into the penalty area. It's got to be a left foot shot. He pulls it to Edwards, right foot strike at goal. It hits the crossbar. Great chance for the visitors to go ahead, but Fleetwood half clear the line, strike across the penalty area.
What a
run. Just goes wide.
What a run by the player there. I'm not quite sure, but he showed Kyle Harrison King a clean pair of heels and then drove across the box and slid it to the 11 who hits the crossbar. Very unfortunate for Mansfield. And we've had our first real chance there. Fleetwood did well to clear the danger before the shot came, which was quite well wide. We could see it better from this angle, but what a fantastic run. I think he might have been number 7.
Yeah, I think the second shot, but it was 11 Diego Edwards, that first one. And again, I can only think he's just take a little bit off that, knowing that the wind's behind him, and it's probably just taken it onto the crossbar, in all honesty. But a great chance for the away side to go a goal ahead. I'm not sure one of them's offside, but Easton reads that one. Yeah,
the frustrating thing for that is it comes from their chance that was hitting the bar before it came from a sloppy pass in midfield, going out wide where we were in good possession, are going to create an overload for a cross. So we'll be disappointed with that one, but like we say, the crossbar came to our rescue.
Richmond with a crossfield pass, probably not to its aim target, but Jones will work hard. A late one on the centre, or midfielder should I say. Oh, there's 2 yards in that, ref, but let's get the game going. It's going to be played short to Wildshot now, who goes down the line to find Deakin. We know he's got that strength and power to drive forward.
Well done, Will Johnson.
Whitlow, the head coach, wanted a free kick there, but I think both players had hold of each other, so it's hard for the referee to give it one way and not the other. Long ball to Richmond. He gets hold of the first one. It's one that 7 Kyle King can't quite get hold of, but Fleetwood have possession. Switched
ball,
play. Good touch, but again, defenders got tight to him and not allowed that turn, which he has done on 2 occasions, and he's broke free, but it's a long, hopeless ball over the top. which will be a throw-in for Mansfield in line with their 18-yard box.
Yeah, he did well, young Dom Richmond there, another under 16 as we mentioned before. Switched the play. Billy Jones, not a bad touch, but their defender was alive to it, closed him down.
Fans are keeping warm with hot chocolates and hot dogs this evening.
I thought they would have brought us one, Sam.
Maybe sneak down at half-time for refreshments. But it's 0-0 as we enter the 40th minute of this game. 5 to play until half-time. Best chance, you have to say, has fallen to the visitors with Edwards hitting the crossbar from about 10 yards. A curling effort, beats the goalkeeper, but not the woodwork. Mason in all green this evening for Mike Whitlow's side. It's to be a long punt over, which they have to be careful with. But again, with the rain on the surface, once it bounces,
to execute. And I mean, obviously they've got their tactics and game plan, but that is a very, very difficult pass to pull off.
Fleetwood trying to keep possession. Morrison goes long into the channels, which again the wind just...
It did, didn't he? It was a straight pass, struck it well, young George Morrison, and then the wind takes it and swerves it out. But we're just getting to that time now, Sam, where I feel like both teams will be thinking, do we stick or twist before half-time? And I would think that Walesy would probably want to stick, and Mansfield might want to twist.
Making the most of the advantage with the
And I just,
the
you
weather.
just sense that, don't you? But Walesy will be delighted if they go in at 0-0 at half-time against the wind. You know, relieve some of the pressure, dealt with the physical and the long ball well, even though the wind has assisted that.
Great ball to Edwards, which just gets past. Hand on that far side. Mansfield just keeping possession, knocking the ball around, trying to get Carter on the ball. But they go all the way back to the centre halves. Looking to play short midfield. Long diagonal switch with the wind. Jones has to get something on that, which I think he does.
And he's done well, Jones, but like I said to you there, the midfielders have got to track the midfielders from Mansfield, who've got 4 in there, and the running off players.
Yeah, well done.
So
Fleetwood.
the 7 ran off Joe Hunter there, and he's got to be alive to it.
Liam Jepson says, supporting Tyler Wilde, watching from Warsop. Come on, you Stags. Again, keep your comments coming in. We'll try and read as many out as we can throughout the game. As the ball enters Fleetwood's penalty area, but it's cleared away by the captain, Johnson. Wild shot. Gets the 1-2 with his defensive partner into midfield now. Bouch. Not really many options going backwards, but Fleetwood force them across the pitch with Richmond does well. Just gets caught on the top of the foot there. And another player just going over. I don't think he's seen the number 10 of Mansfield, Krasunski. But yeah, you've got to think Simon Wiles will be the happiest, and knowing the wind machine here at Highbury, it will switch the other way and Fleetwood will be battling again with the wind.
Probably.
I've seen that happen on a few occasions here.
Well, I've spotted a couple of people in the crowd, Sam.
Who have you spotted tonight?
I've spotted Josh Feeney, former Fleetwood Town Academy player, and now I've spotted Steve McCauley down there.
Well, a bit of a Fleetwood Fleetwood legend.
Steve
there
McCauley.
He is. We need one of those cameras, don't we? A fan cam.
Yeah, a fan cam. Yeah.
A lot of the coaches, past and present, watching these players tonight. I would have worked with them plenty of hours during the time and years. Can Fleetwood make this chance? Coming up to 44 minutes in this game. Played short, whipped to the far post. You can probably hear the witness's effort at goal, and got to say, he's not gone too wide because
well, it took a deflection, but he connected with it well.
The goalkeeper was stood still. It looked like it entered between the line, 6-yard line, going towards the byline there, so not too far, but the short corner working well. Christian Fraser up the sacks.
It'd be an incredible time to score, Sam, as well.
Again, near post ball whipped in gets a need to, it does, I think, hand, but the goalkeeper just taking the sting out of that one. And I will just say again, Chris Fraser says up the Stags. Dylan thinks Anderson's going to score a free kick. He has been on the set pieces for the visitors this evening. Will he get the chance to open the scoring? Fleetwood clear the lines with the fourth official just waiting for the referee to signal how many minutes will be added on. I can't see there being many, maybe 1 or 2 max.
Yeah, I mean, a 2 maximum, do you think?
I'm going for 2.
Good
stick
tackle.
with that.
Gone down.
It's not good, it's...
Josh Cairns, I think.
Yeah, just down. Will they capitalise on it? They can't. It's just a loose pass by the Mansfield player, and it's going to be a minute of added on time.
1 minute added time, 1 minute.
To be fair, by the time I think Josh Kearns gets up, the referee will blow his whistle.
Yeah.
If I was him, I'd probably blow it now, but again, we've got to go by the rules.
Our physio Gareth Piper, who told me off last time we commentated, Sam.
Not in trouble again, are you, Scott?
Well, yeah, well, he said that he feels that he's got blinding pace.
Well, there, I saw it, 10 yards of it, and then after that, for me, he's getting told off next. No.
He's a good lad, Pipes.
He's been busy, hasn't he, this summer, early days, and hence probably why we should give him a shout out.
Yeah, he's coming in the summer. Steve McCauley left, which left a big gap within the academy because Mako was top man. But Gareth Piper's come in, and he's a great lad, and he has stepped into the role and then had his hands full, to say the least. Various injuries, countless players, so he's certainly earned his money these first few months of his employment.
I'd be surprised the referee don't blow his whistle here. I think with the injury and everything going on, there's no point playing 30 seconds. He hasn't officially blown, from what I've heard, but
he stopped his watch. He's indicating that, so he stopped his watch. But like you say, he could have blown there for me, and got them into the dressing room and got the treatment for 15 minutes in there. But
yeah, it doesn't look great when you see 2 sets of physios enter the field of play. So we hope nothing's too bad.
I think Cairns went down about a minute earlier and has got back up and tried to carry on. We had the foul in the central area of the pitch in Fleetwood's half, and he went down. Someone else was fouled, and Cairns went down as well after the referee had given the free kick. He's carried on, and now he's gone down again. And I think that the initial foul is where the injuries come from.
Just read a few comments whilst it's a little bit quiet. I think Archie says, up the Stags again. Great to see so many Mansfield fan supporters watching the stream. Owen Elwood says Covey Smith to come on as a super sub. And Bailey Darwin says really good half by Billy Jones, top player. And
Billy Darwin, hello Billy. How are you, my mate?
This is what we don't want to see, Scott. Is that, to me, the referee's got to blow here. The players, they're getting cold. They're stood still in the wind and rain, and it's going to be a while for the player to get off. So, yes, doesn't look great with the stretcher on. So we'll try and keep people updated with the injury, but as we're up here, we don't have any communication. So just please bear with us on that.
And the other point to add to this is that if he plays 30 seconds now and someone scores, they'll be livid, won't they, as a coach? They'll be absolutely livid.
Just concentration levels, or just static being still?
Yeah, anything could happen, couldn't it? But, you know, for the sake of 30 seconds, add it on the second half.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
That's common sense, Sam, that. But lovely to hear off Billy Darwin, by the way.
Let's see if he replies later on.
Billy Jones, hope you're well, Billy.
I'm confused now. There's Ellis and Brooke saying the yellows. I've been told off for saying the yellows. I got told it was amber. I'll go with both, to be fair.
That's it.
If someone does correct me, I will do a bit of more homework at half time and see what it officially is. But yeah, this doesn't look great, to be fair, and we do hope that that Josh's injury isn't too severe. But when you've got the stretcher out one.
The other thing for Wilesy to consider is, does he make the change now with 30 seconds left, or does he wait till half time and just adjust for the last 30 seconds? I mean, like you say, both teams will want that whistle.
Yeah, Billy just replies saying, evening Scott and Sam, interesting second half here to come. Brilliant by the lads so far in this 45 minutes. And as some of the fans look to go and get their half-time refreshments, whether it's a pie, hot dog or a hot drink, we're waiting to see whether the injury to Josh Kearns isn't too serious, but I'm not too sure who he's shouted across it.
Well, I've had a message now from a Chris Morgan, the powerhouse centre-half from Sheffield United, who currently looks after players. Great job he does too, Chris. So he's enjoying the commentary. He's mentioned about someone standing up in front of our camera with a bobble hat on, so don't you worry, Chris, I'll tell him. Rather it coming from me than you, my mate. He'd have got a yellow.
What, for the tackle on the support to get him out of the way or on the pitch?
Oh, top man, Boggs.
Yeah, great to round of applause for
Fleetwood Town. Your appreciation, please, for number 8, Joshua Kearns.
Josh Kearns going off to a great round of applause. As I said before, we hope it's not a serious injury. And Fleetwood are going to make a change, which is going to be number 15, Harry Wilson.
Well, with disappointment sometimes comes opportunity, and this young man has played a starring role in some of these evenings. Crystal Palace comes to mind, and this has been another lad that's suffered with an injury, and although it's heartbreaking to see young Josh Kearns go off, and we wish him well, we are delighted to see this young man come on the pitch, that's for sure.
Yeah, Harry Wilson, a bit of a kind of
There's another man with a bobble that goes past the camera.
Stress around his ankle, well, around his hips and back, so it was on the grass just before the first leg, but I can see the referee now, once the kick goes, blowing for half-time. Nope, proven wrong once again. To be fair, it did go down just as the fourth official indicated a minute, so we should have around 45 to 60 seconds left in the game, and as a Fleetwood team, you just want to keep that back door shut for the arbiter. It's a long kick downfield, which Edwards will get on the end of. Fleetwood have to just keep the concentration.
Good tackle.
Oh, he's just got on the wrong side. He can't bring him down. Edwards, right foot. Oh, a wild swing originally, but he's got back up on his feet, Edwards. And free kick to Fleetwood inside their own half as the rain swirls back around Highbury. Trying to keep equipment dry is never the easiest thing whilst providing commentary for the game, but that'll probably be it from the first half here at Highbury Stadium, but we'll wait for confirmation of the referee's whistle.
We've seen Mrs. Lawler enter the arena here to watch with young Max. Max, a big fan, so they're in the building.
Good strike from Eastham, and there the referee whistle goes for half-time. It's Fleetwood 0, Mansfield Town 0, and the best opportunity of that first half came 7 minutes from time when it was Diego Edwards who found a yard of space, looked to curl it around the goalkeeper, but could only see his shot rattle off the crossbar. We're going to call it a break for 10-15 minutes. Grab yourselves a drink, grab yourselves some food, and we'll be back live for the second half action very soon. I've realised that I didn't press the audio button, so what we said before wasn't heard. So
well, you're lucky, because we were talking about your trainers.
We were. I've been saved. Maybe I did that on purpose, just muted it then. But I think we were talking before that Fleetwood have to just kind of keep the ball, knocking it around, but also look for those opportunities to go long and use the wind that's going, well, as I said before, the wind that seems to be going across the pitch to their advantage if they can, and not overhit passes.
Yep. We spoke about how important the first goal might well be tonight, with it being quite cagey in parts of the game, with no real team, you know, showing or getting on top of the other in terms of possession or chances. So at the minute, tight, cagey affair. So the first goal, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if one goal settled it right now. It might open it up, but
yeah, it's definitely got that feel to, hasn't it, that it's a cagey affair. Both teams obviously want to progress to that third round stage where, say, the big teams, the teams in the higher categories and leagues come into it, where Fleetwood have gone on to play Watford in previous campaigns. Also was at Crystal Palace here, well, probably just under 12 months ago. But we're back into this one. We've played nearly 2 minutes in this second half. Long ball into the channels, which Richmond will look to get onto. And it's going to be a Fleetwood Town throw-in just over midway inside their opponent's half. Ellis Smalley says, come on Bailey. Bailey is on the bench wearing the number 14 shirt. And Shane Loke says it is Lewis Hill Smith playing. Yes, he is. He's wearing the number 5 shirt, if you can see on the cameras. And I'm sure we'll mention him at some point, but Leggett, who does well initially, the ball, not the whole ball went out. There's a loose touch, but it looks like it's fallen to Mansfield player number 8, Flanagan. But it's a free kick which Flanagan will look to try and play short, but Leggett's not going to allow that to happen. And it's going to be Anderson, the right-sided full-back, to whip this ball in, or play short. Brooks says, I'm thinking the Stags will win this with a late goal.
A perfect example of the weather conditions.
Windswept.
There was no wind when he set off, and then it's come and just took the ball completely against where he was actually aiming it.
Mansfield just enjoying a little bit of possession. It bounced just in front of the full-back Anderson, but it's got to say Carter's done so well there to twist and turn out of that pocket. But he's got our options here, and that's where Jones just pushes up for Fleetwood in those areas. Carter again looking to find a man.
I think what's important as well is with Mansfield playing a diamond, Sam, that Dante, as he's doing there,
just has to drop back, do you think?
And Dom have to drop in and just give that support and that work rate to the midfielders, because obviously they've got a 4, we've got a 3, and they just need to drop in alternatively and try and dispossess the player who's deep lying, as opposed to him getting on the ball and being able to pick his passes forward.
Yeah, apology for calling him Taylor Anderson. It's Tyler, and not Taylor, should I say? It's Taylor. So apologies there, Dylan. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah. I've got my head for the previous round.
Well, there's Connor's first taste of what Mansfield had to put up with, where he's just hit a ball and the wind's taken it. And this is going to be interesting now because it's roles reversed. How will Fleetwood deal with the wind? How will Mansfield deal against the wind?
And what I'm seeing no difference already, you probably not see it on the screen yet, is just how high the Fleetwood back 3, back 5 are looking to get on the halfway line, win that ball early and really put the away team under pressure. But it's going to be a Mansfield throw-in just inside their own half, which I'm sure they'll take a few yards and enter Fleetwood's. Nope, proven wrong once again. That's twice this evening. Mansfield go back to the goalkeeper, Owen Mason. Well,
I can just see Josh Cairns coming out on crutches with his parents, so he's going on the bench. So let's hope that it's just precautionary. But yeah, he's hobbling onto the bench now.
Yeah, not a great sign seeing the crutches, but as I said before, if it is a serious injury, we wish him all the best. in the next few weeks and months in his recovery. But it's 0-0, 50 minutes played in this second round FA Youth Cup tie between Fleetwood and Mansfield, as Harry Wilson gets his first touch on the ball. A bit loose, but kind of given that with months out of football. Mansfield look to go long, but it's Johnson to claim that header and leg it now to drive forward into that space that he's got. Ball
That's a good
over
ball.
the top. Thought that might be handball.
Yeah,
but,
it was, but it was a great ball by Ollie. That was something that Mansfield were trying to do first half, and Ollie just picked that nice weight of pass. Oh, well read.
And that's what he does so well, does Wilson. Reads the game, keeps the ball simple, keeps the game ticking as all the way back to Mason, the Mansfield goalkeeper. 51 minutes gone on the clock.
Good strike.
Deakins now, number 9, the captain for Mansfield, holds the ball up well, finds Flanagan. Now Anderson on the inside, but it goes back to Deacon. He's got 2 bodies in the box. Can he pick one of them out? And it's up to Johnson to clear the ball away for danger.
He cleared it well.
Throw in which Wilson wins. Maybe thought there might have been a pull or foul there, but maybe one of those soft ones we saw really early in the first half.
Yeah, I thought that might have been a foul, but like you say,
Nice
good
little
touch by
1-2.
the 2.
Flanagan looking to drive and create something. Didn't really get this chance in the first half. He's pulled it to the far side to Edwards. He's got Wildchop on the overlap, which he finds in. Ball whips into near post. Deakins looking to try and beat the defenders to the ball, but can't quite get that yard in front of him to really cause Eastham some problems. But great move by the away side.
Yes, it was good move. Will Johnston, good positioning to clear for a corner, but yeah, Mansfield worked that well from right to left, and then delivered a ball that created some danger, but dealt with by Johnson.
Luke Rees is watching, one of the Fleetwood Town goalkeepers. Great to have you on the stream.
Young Luke. He was in Team of the Week last week in the non-league paper.
Great to see so many youngsters getting out on loan at Fleetwood and playing, getting the taste of men's football. But it's pulled short here to Carter, who's looking to put that ball to the far post. It's dealt with by is it
Joe Hunter.
Joe Hunter, sorry.
Oh!
That one, if that's not a yellow card. I think I've seen John Cena do a move like that in WWE back in the day.
Bear in mind as well, Dante took an awful touch. But like you say, the lad there has took one for the team. And gets a yellow card, quite rightly, by Mr. Sykes.
So that's Finn Flanagan with the first yellow card of the evening. We're just entering the 54th minute of the game, still goalless. A few subs warming up for Mansfield. Trying to keep warm in these chilly conditions as we're entering the winter months. Johnson looking for that diagonal, and again, got to be careful whether he overhits it, which he... Defender got away with that one in some respects.
I agree, but to be fair, Mansfield out of possession have got a good shape about them defensively.
Yeah.
And Fleetwood didn't have many options then, going forward.
Anderson back into midfield, just keeping it ticking.
I feel Dom can press that aggressively. The lad didn't know where he was behind him. He's got to press it aggressively.
Got to be careful there. Maybe if he's very soft. But if anything, any arms in the back there, the defender's going to go down, lose balance. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely free kick for me.
Good defended by Will. Knew that the pressure was there. As soon as he feels a little clip, linesman's a couple of yards away, he's going to give it, and Fleetwood relieve the pressure that Mansfield had created.
Again, wind and rain picked up here at on the Fylde coast. Anyone who has been here in the winter months definitely knows what we're on about. Johnson, firm pass into Jones. Nice little drag back, but now he's got to try and find options to his left and right. If he can win his side a throw in, which he doesn't, he
got to
only
play
sees it
simple
out.
there, Billy.
And Mansfield looked to break. Wilson putting the pressure on. Hunter as well, just to win the ball back, and well played by Richmond, who's a great tackle in the middle of the park for Mansfield, and looked to break. Not really got options, and it's has to pick out a tricky pass over the defence, which let's try to get forward. He's got to let him go, otherwise the referee's going to play the advantage. Fleetwood keep them outside their 18-yard box as the ball's been ticking. Got a touch on the ball, but it's got to be quicker. Mansfield on this far side, they've got the man in the overlap. It's Anderson. Can he whip the ball into the dangerous area? Looking to beat his man on his left peg, pulls back. One that Hunter reads well, and Fleetwood can now break. It's Thompson Prempeh now on the ball. A bit of a heavy touch which allows the full-back Wildchop to get inside. It's closed by Kyle King, the number 7 for Fleetwood Town.
Dom Richmond struggling now. Dom Richmond, don't know whether that's a bit of cramp, but well done, Ollie Leggett.
Leggett putting the pressure on the number 2, Taylor Anderson. Yeah, it looks like it's either the back of his knee there, or just a little bit higher up. Looks a bit low for the hamstring, but we'll see. It looks like Simon Wiles isn't too happy with whether one of his subs shouldn't be warming up or trying to keep warm. Is that Covey Smith there, or I've not seen him for a while?
Well, he's back on the bench tonight, but Harry Clark, he's stripping off as we've got a problem with young Dante.
Mansfield, sorry, with the ball, but the linesman flag is up. Sorry, Scott, didn't mean to interrupt.
Not at all, but I think just before, if we go back there, when Dom held it up and brought Dante into play, then Dom makes a great run, and he just needs to reverse the pass, Dom, and we've got reverse the pass, Dante, to get Dom clean through. And he takes a heavy touch and we lose possession, and that's frustrating because they've linked up quite well, but then they've not really had any purpose or sort of like going forward, I would say, from when they've had that good interchange or held the ball up. But here comes another change, and the hero of the last round.
Yeah, I was going to go on to that one, but it's going to be 11, Dominic Richmond, to come off the field of play for Fleetwood. Fleetwood now made 2 substitutes. Mansfield not made 1 yet, so they have plenty of cards up their sleeves. It's going to be Harry Clark to come on the field of play for the Karami. Clark, just like King, scored an all-important equaliser in the last round against Tranmere Rovers in the 108th minute. A great goal to make it 3-3 to send it to penalties. Will he be the man to get back on the score sheet? There's no Josh Feeney in the chat to say he's going to score. We'll see if he does. Great recovery tackle by Ollie Leggett there, the number 3 for Fleetwood Town. Anderson goes long to the number 10, Jakub Krzyzunski. And he wins his side a throw-in about probably 15 yards out from the goal line, or adjacent to there, as he looks to find a man, which again wasn't Wilson, sorry. Given a needless and sloppy free kick out there.
I agree.
Farrell Brown says, come on Clarkey, but Fleetwood now have to defend a set piece. Someone has called for Taylor Anderson to score the first goal. It might be on the slight acute angle for the fullback to test the goalkeeper, especially with the wind, but he'll put it in the right place, Scott. This can really cause Fleetwood. I was just going to say, he'll want to deliver this, and it's it's a little bit sloppy from Fleetwood, giving a free kick away in that area when they had 3 men round the ball. And let's hope they can clear this, because this is a dangerous area. Ball whipped into the near post. It's like pinball in there, but Fleetwood managed to clear their lines just, and nervy moments for the men in red.
Yeah, they didn't really they made a mess of clearing it. Got there in the end.
Ball
the
high,
wind's getting up now.
Caught in the wind.
Well done, Ollie.
Would easily have cleared the halfway line, I think. King gets on the ball.
Well done, Ryan.
That's another yellow card for me, but
yeah, he's just getting that little bit scrappy now, where both teams are just a little bit, just a little bit nervous about giving things away in terms of possession, or as a
loose.
Call it there.
Hunter does really well to win that one. A late one, but Jones beats his man. He's got 3 amber shirts or yellow shirts around him. Tries to beat a third, but can't quite do it. It's a touch in for Clark, but again, the touch isn't good enough to beat the defender. It's one that Johnson will win. A bit scrappy, but it's Krzyzunski now on the ball. Goes back to the full-back. Wild chop into the centre half. Collins long pump up the
well done,
field,
Will.
and Will does really well there. Doesn't need to head their back. Always tricky when you've got the conditions we've got to get the right contact on it. But he does well, and Easton claims the ball nicely. He gets it back from him. A little 1-2 with the goalkeeper out to this near side with Ryan Hand. He's got options to his left. He decides to go long to Thompson Prempe, should I say. And Clark looks to chase this one down. Hill Smith looks to go long, finds Deakin. Gone back to the full-back, Anderson. Ball down the line. It's find Flanagan. He's got no bodies inside the box, but as soon as the ball does, 2 men arrive, but it's a little bit late. But
it's the right idea by the full-back there, number 2. He's just run away from him, but it's a good pass. Just a little bit too much on it. But I mean, he was against the wind 30 seconds ago. Now he's
just died, hasn't he? You can see. You probably can't see on the camera, but just died down a little bit. And I'm sure it'll be back in the next few moments. We hope it stays away for the players' sake. And ours, but it's going to be a goal kick for Fleetwood, taken by Connor Eastham, a second-year scholar for Fleetwood Town. Carter reaches it, but his clearance interception can only find the touchline here. The 4th official, which is Peter Leonard. Loose from Fleetwood as the Stags look to get the ball, but it's Hand who's going to be on it. Quick ball into Johnson, who's going to look for the players to come a bit short. The home fans trying to galvanise their team to get that all-important first goal in this match. It's Flanagan into the feet. Frequency back out wide, it's whipped in. Fleetwood have to do it. It's a great strike, and even better save.
What a save by Connor Eastham.
Jonty Bouch there with a lovely first-time effort. Here comes the windy. You see the corner flags, but Scott, that's a great ball in the box. One where we haven't seen much quality in those aspects. But as soon as that first ball comes in, great strike, and I said save matched it as well.
Yeah, a great move by Mansfield. And they're actually, it's a little bit like Fleetwood now look like Mansfield in the first half, and Mansfield look like Fleetwood in the first half. So they've kind of like struggled with the weather conditions when they've had them, you would say, to their advantage. But going back to that, they worked that well. The lad caught it well. Yeah, Eastham's made an incredible save, but we'll be thankful it was straight at him. Maybe right to the right-hand side, but it was a fantastic save, whichever way you look at it.
Mansfield growing into this game. They keep possession by going back to their defender. The ball over the top. You can definitely see it on the stream from what I'm seeing, but into the penalty area. Mansfield double deflection there, and the the referee gives a goal kick, which was the
double
right
bounce and came out Fleetwood's way. A little bit unlucky for Mansfield there, because he's obviously gone to cross it, he's gone to catch out, gone to deflect out a play, but then bounce back off the striker. So, but I think Fleetwood just need to be careful. Again, look at them.
A bit sloppy,
sloppy playing out. They've just done the same thing when it broke down with Harry Wilson, and they've just got to be careful.
Fleetwood need to get that composure and knock the ball down again. Like I said before, it can work in the favour playing against the win in the first half. They have to keep the ball on the floor, otherwise we saw what happened. Probably 6-1, half a dozen of the other, but Billy Jones is the man who is alleged to have brought down the midfielder on the far side.
It's about playing in the right area, Sam, on a night like tonight, I'm afraid. You know, with the best will in the world, we've got to be very careful when we want to play in and around the back. It's a night for playing the conditions.
Definitely, as Pharrell Brown says, my goalkeeper, reacting to Connor Eastham's save before. So thanks
young
for the comment.
Young Pharrell, one of the members of this squad. So hi to Pharrell. Nice to have you tuned in, my mate.
Long ball pumped.
Sure, he's one. Paula will be watching as well. Paula, lovely lady.
If you're Simon Wiles here, Scott, your team they've not had maybe a clear-cut chance at goal. The opposition have had 2 really good chances, one in the first half, one in the second half we've just seen before. What does he want from his players now? Is it a bit more commitment, a little bit more composure? What do you think it is?
Yeah, I think it's composure. I think you're right. I think he's got the kind of the fresh blood on. Obviously, we've had an injury, etc. But like I say, he'll be delighted to get Wilson on the pitch. Second year, to redress the balance a little bit with the first years and 16s on. But yeah, he'll want some composure. He'll want some little movements and little patterns of play that they'll have worked on. And I know that they have worked on the kind of switch of play, and we've not seen a great deal of it this half. So he will certainly want that, and he'll want them to create something, because you'd have to say after 65 minutes, certainly in the second half, I think Mansfield probably looking the more likely in this half of creating something or taking one of the chances. I mean, they've just created one that they'll feel the keeper's made a magnificent save from.
Yeah, definitely. Thompson Prempeh looks to turn his man, but the defender does really well. And another throw in for Fleetwood in the same position. Both players got hold of each other. Clark makes a smart run into the channels. Probably goes down a little bit too soft. But you have seen them given in professional football. We are 66.5 minutes into this game. If you're watching, 66.5 minutes gone. 23.5 to play. And if it is level after 90 minutes, it will go to extra time. The last round, where Fleetwood played Tranmere, it did go to extra time and penalties. Ball into the channels. Clark, he tries to get that first touch round the corner into his teammate Hunter, but the execution on the pass wasn't there. And that's a good chance for Fleetwood. They just need to grow off confidence, off trying to open the deadlock in this game.
Great idea.
Ball's going to be stayed. 9 times out of 10, that ball goes out of play. The wind's kept that one in. And
stop standing up. People complain and use them with a bobble.
I said 67.5 minutes gone now. It's going to be a free kick to Mansfield on the far side. Midway inside Fleetwood's half. Again with the wind swirling, it's you never know to kind of over-hit it and hope the wind brings it back, or you risk it maybe being overhit, but ball into that far area. It's going to have a chance for Mansfield's number 7, again, who hit that half volley before, but it looks like he was just overstretching there, Scott.
There's a clear plan from Mansfield at set pieces for a man round the back, and they did it first half. Defender came round the back from the corner and swinging, and they've just done it then, and it was a great delivery in the conditions. And here comes the hero of last year's run, Covey Smith.
Going to be a change for Fleetwood Town. Your appreciation, please, for
And that's Dante Thompson Prempeh. He will be leaving the field of play and being replaced by Covey Smith, the man, as we said before at the start of the programme, who set the FAU Cup alight for Fleetwood last season with key goals in their 3-0 victory over Walsall in the second round. Will he be the difference in this match, this campaign? As I said, for Dante, been a tough tough evening, should I say, for him. He's been battled up on his own, not really had too much of the ball, but when he has had it, there's some glimpses there which he got to be positive.
I totally agree with you, Sam. It's been a frustrating evening for Dante, because I thought first half he did well for us. He was an outlet. He made some, he made something out of nothing when the balls were played down the sides and what have you. But he cut a frustrated figure, and then second half he's not really had much to work off. And he'll be disappointed because he scored in the last round, so we'll have come in full of confidence. But obviously now we've got Covey on, who's a goal threat with his pace and directness. So that'll be interesting to see him.
Deacon looks to drive past. It's a late foul there by Fleetwood's number 6, Ryan Hand. Be interesting if the cards stay in the pocket, which I think they are doing this time round. We've got Lisa Eastham saying, come on Connor Eastham, from Uncle Paul and Lisa all the way in Cornwall.
Oh, wowzers.
I know.
That's a fair distance.
Great to have you two watching the stream this evening. And
great for his holiday home.
And Ian, a Mansfield fan, saying, you Stags, shouting you Stags in the stream with the exclamation mark right at the end, but it's a free kick from Anderson, which he'll sooner rather forget than remember. It's a ball over the top, which one has to be aware of. And Eastham again, for me, one of Connor's strengths. Yes, good at shot stopping, which all goals have to do, but his positioning a few times tonight, whether it's been with the wind coming into him, he's been ready for that ball over the top, and even here he's near enough that 5-10 yards from the edge of the box, because if it does hold up and he's not close enough, there's potential trouble there. I
agree. And I think when you think about the injury and you think about it came in last week, in from the cold, so to speak, and obviously tonight he's looked very assured, his positioning's been great, and he's been a calming influence on the back three this evening, Connor, and obviously, like I say, did very well in the last round considering he's just come back from injury.
Mansfield playing out from the back, hitting the number 6 in that pocket. Keeper had to be careful there. I think the referee was going to tell them to hurry up. Now they're in a bit of trouble. Yeah. Smith looking to close this one down with his teammate Clark in the middle. I thought there was a bit of a nudge in the back there. Fleetwood get away with it. Now Mansfield have the ball. Loose touch. Can Fleetwood capitalise on this? Clark looks to close down, but they play the way out of that little pocket well to Mansfield on this near side of Anderson. He's got options to the left and right. Goes and finds Deakin, but Johnson just uses his right arm there just to shield the attacker out of the way. No. Always difficult when you've got a power forward like that in and around your area, but he does well there to see it through to Eastham, who drops the ball.
Yeah, they'll be frustrated there, Fleetwood, because they got the press on, but didn't just quite get the ball out of it. But Mansfield worked it well in the end, but Johnson stayed strong against the striker.
Wilson doing what he does best, trying to win the ball. Just bounces funny for the midfielder, but it's a chance now for Hunter to drive forward. To be fair, the referees try to let the game flow as much as he can do, and that one there, very similar to one I think that Mansfield got a yellow card for in the first half, and it's not giving that one.
And it's funny because I remember Mansfield coaching staff in the first half were trying to get their back line further forward. I think Fleetwood are a little bit too deep.
On goal kicks, they do push up towards that a few yards in the halfway line, and then they can meet the ball and that header if it reaches them, but it's very predictable. James Aspinall says a great save from Connor, hashtag Union. I'm sure he's referring to the goalkeeper Union.
They stick together then.
They do, don't they?
They stick together. I think the referees just had a word with Will Johnson and said, listen, we need to cut these sloppy little fouls out.
Again, 2 bodies around the back post. Fleetwood has to be careful.
Good positioning again by Connor.
Say near enough a free header for Jonty Bouch, but his header was just easy for the goalkeeper to collect, and Fleetwood will drive
burst
forward.
By Jones again.
Jones now looking to tweet. He needs some help from his teammates. He can't go back, can't go forward.
Foul.
I thought, maybe just the hook of the right leg just caught the full-back.
Yeah, he's done well, Billy, there, because he's had a great run, put the brakes on because there was not enough support, and then when he's turned back, he's just got his body and his leg across the man and drawn the foul. And it's one of them there, if you're a Mansfield supporter or player, it's frustrating, but if you're a Fleetwood player or supporter, you're going, well done, Billy.
Again, a chance for Fleetwood to put the ball in the box here. They've got to read the flight of the ball as best as they can. King drilled into the penalty area. Looked like it was going to find Johnson, but just eludes the centre-half. It's a loose clearance. It looked like it at first, but a Mansfield player wins the ball. Looks to drive, does Krasinski, at the Fleetwood, but he's got 3 red shirts around him. He does well to drive past 2 players, but the third player just sticks his boot out and catches him, and this is where, as you said before, Scott, one more, he said to the captain, and he's gone on the book, as you've said.
Yeah, it's George Morrison who's been booked, but again, great feat by the 10 there. He's relieved the pressure for his team, carried the ball, drawn a foul. My concern here is Mansfield are starting to get a lot of set pieces, and they've obviously worked on them because they've showed some good routines. and I worry that they're going to make one count.
Yeah, speaking to the Fleetwood analyst before, he said set pieces are something that Mansfield work on.
There we go.
And that one, I don't think they did work on the training ground.
I think they did, but I just don't think they were on the same hymn sheet there.
The coaching staff just to the left of us in front in the dugouts were just asking a few questions, but they still have possession with a throw in which Fleetwood win back. King now, not seen too much of the playmaker, but he's done well there to find Clark. He's clipped, but now with Hunter, just a little bit too firm, just too close there. Do you think, Scott, for that pass?
Totally agree. There's no need to do it. It's too close to him, and then he's wrapped the ball into him. Just relax, Joe.
Thought it might have been, in a way, a game of two halves with the condition we've got, and both teams have suited playing into the wind, as you've seen if you've watched this stream. Mansfield not going as long as often, but looking to play the way through if they can into midfield now. Got to drop back, but got to say, great work from Clark, Harry Clark there.
And this is where I think Fleetwood can squeeze up a bit,
and they're not, around.
And it leaves Harry Clark running around. But I think they can squeeze up.
And Laborat's saying, come on you Stags, hoping they can get the goal to seal progression to round 3 of this famous FA Youth Cup competition. Anderson, Wilson breaks the play up. Can't be any late ones, and he goes past him, and a late one by number 6 for Mansfield. He's booked a Fleetwood player again, like I said, very similar before, and that's going to be Charlie Carter in the referee's book. So that's 2 Mansfield players on the yellow card, with Fleetwood having the one. Very cynical, you have to say, with that one. Some of the Fleetwood fans, the younger age groups in the academy, applauding the referee. Hopefully they can be applauding a Fleetwood Town win this evening as the young fans look to make their way onto the front row. But there's going to be a change for Mansfield. Coming off is number 8 Finn Flanagan, who was on with the yellow card, and it's going to be replaced by 18 Max Hurdis. So Hurdis on. Will he be the man for Mansfield to create danger? Ball into it. Keeper's not got it. He's ran into his own player. Oh. Cleared away by Darian Wauchop. It's going to be just a keeper when he's gone to claim that ball. Just made contact with his teammate. I think he's going to be okay. Maybe a slight dead leg. But we're coming up to the 78th minute in this game. Just over 12 minutes plus added on time, which is probably around your 2 or 3 minute mark at the moment, as Mansfield look to break forward. Got options left or to his right, so he finds Anderson on this near side. He's got Deacon, who trying to use his strength against Hand, which he gets the better of him. Hand's got to get closer, he does, but can only concede the corner. Fleetwood have to deal with these set pieces as we're entering 11.5 minutes to play in this second round FA Youth Cup tie. And again, a huge shout out to all those who have joined the live stream this evening and those who have got their comments in. We'll try and read as many out as we can in the remaining parts of the game. Will one goal separate? Will it come from this corner? Whipped in. Eastham gets a strong fist to it, but Fleetwood can't clear the lines. It's a bit of pinball, but I think it's King or Hunter, I think it was, clear the ball away with his left foot. And a chance for Mansfield to get at Fleetwood again. And so Fleetwood used all 3 subs, Scott. Mansfield have 2 left after making that one change moments ago. Deakin on the ball, looking to go back. It's a little bit of luck, I think, keeping that in, but Fleetwood have a chance now to break. Clark, touch. It's a wild challenge, but Clark breaks away.
King.
Got a chance. 16, Smith, looking to drive. One of them's a foul, the first one.
And do you know what? There, great break by Fleetwood, but I do think that Kyle Harrison King could have been slid in. But do you know what? The lad there has tried to take him down cynically first. And missed.
It's
Sykes on hand to deal with.
Lewis Hill-Smith to get the yellow card. Like I said, he's probably taken one for the team there, as Smith looked like he had got into fourth gear trying to drive into the penalty area. But I won't judge the yellow card yet. I'll wait for the referee to produce it with 10 minutes left on the clock. Will there be a hero in either camp? I don't think Hill-Smith can have any complaints about that one.
You would like to think this is a great chance for Fleetwood, because with the wind, if they get a strike away, it could be very, very difficult to stop.
We saw the other week in the first round that King opted for that loop approach on the free kick, beat the goalkeeper top. But in these situations, when you've got, I say the wind, it's died down as soon as you're going to take this, but if you have got the wind, is it best to hit them low and hard and try and get that extra speed on the shot? Or is it about placement and power?
I think placement and power. I'm not sure about low and hard with the wind. I mean, if they strike it and it gets taken with the wind, it could be very, very difficult to stop. I think Billy Jones fancies his chances here. Oh, what an idea.
They're onside. It looks like they're on Fleetwood with a chance.
Oh, what a routine.
Oh, it's going to be disallowed.
Oh, so unlucky.
It's going to be disallowed. I didn't think he was offside when the first ball was played.
I didn't think it was offside, but I'm not best placed to judge that at the minute. I've got to be truthful with you, but it just didn't look offside. Listen, those on there.
I think Mansfield know they've got away with one. The way their managers are reacting, they're not acting like you've kept a good line there. It'd be interesting to see on the old replays.
Well, we should have VAR, I think, for Youth Cup games.
Another player down. I'm not quite sure who. It's Smith, I think. No, not Smith's the one above, so it's Clark, isn't it?
Someone's upstairs and just got a message to ours that it wasn't offside.
I thought
it didn't look offside to me, but
let's just have a look. Yeah, I thought he was onside, to be fair.
It looked onside.
It was only when the defender stood still and the attacker's gone first, judged the timing right, that you think he might be offside here. But when it was first hit, all I could see was a sea of. Yes, we're on the halfway line. We've not got the best view in terms of being straight in line, but for me, Fleetwood have got, well, Mansfield, should I say, have gotten away with one there. 82.5 minutes on the clock. We have a Fleetwood man down in the away penalty area, and it doesn't look great for number 14.
Is it Harry Clark?
Yes, Harry. I thought it was Smith at first, and I saw him stood over his strike partner. But just come back to this. We'll both managers, Scott. We'll start with Simon Wiles. What's he saying now to his players? Is it just we've had that one chance now? We know we can get at him. Keep going.
It'll give him a bit of confidence. I know it's been disallowed, but what a fantastic routine as well from the set piece.
Caught me out.
Complete disguise. Yeah, and me too. And the complete disguise of, hey, we're going to have a shot, put it down, touch it, whipped a great ball in Kyle Harrison-King, finished, and well, I have to say I'm not quite sure how the line has got it wrong when it seemed an age for someone to get onto it to finish it.
Yeah, we've just been, we've heard from upstairs, the analyst recording the game, he's looked back, and when the initial ball was made contact with, he was in an onside position. It looks like he's offside when he gets to it due to the reaction of the Mansfield players, but the linesman flag stays down on this occasion. Fleetwood play out. Paul Beesdall says, well offside, unlucky Fleetwood. Again, they're getting the same view as us. It's all a matter of opinions, football. It's why we love this game. Daniel Holding says, so far onside. But we'll see. Fleetwood have 6 minutes to try and get a winner and see their name in the hat for the next round. There's a nudge in the back there on William Johnson, and just a silly one to give away from Diego Edwards there, the number 11 for the Stags. Maybe some tired bodies out there. They've been battling with the conditions, the way the game's gone, running up and down the pitch. Will tiredness have an impact on this game come the dying embers? We'll wait and see. It's going to be Eastham. He's had a few kicks now. He knows how hard, how soft to kick it. This one he gets right, but Smith can't quite get the touch on there, and Harry Wilson is ever winning the ball in midfield, but could only give the ball back to the opponents. A chance for Anderson to go long to find just Edwards there, but he can't quite get it. Smith using that strength of his. A chance for Clark and Smith to close down, and they look very similar players, do
yes,
Smith and Clark. And
would agree with that.
only the numbers separate them from my eyesight.
Similar haircut.
Not sure if it's a good one though, but I'm not going to say anything with my shoes, but it's a chance for Anderson now to break forward. The number 18 who came on, Herdis. Ball whipped in by Anderson and just overhit that one, and the linesman's flag goes up for a goal kick.
And he had time and space there, and I must say the Mansfield number 2 has had a good game tonight. He's played well down this right hand side, and he's delivered some good balls. Obviously that wasn't one of them, but he's got himself into some good positions and delivered some good crosses for the team. I think he might have been the one that played the ball in for the chance that Easton made the great save from. But going back, I do hope that the game isn't decided by the linesman's potential or possible error. It's not confirmed yet. It's just the analysts who are saying that is.
Again, we're getting a certain angle, aren't we? We're on a slight angle in terms of the play, but sometimes your initial reaction to it going in is normally, or your instinct is normally right. But long into the young Fleetwood side who battle for the ball.
Scramble there for one of them to throw it back.
Just to make people aware of that change, it was Diego Edwards who came off the number 11, being replaced by number 15, Makil Abdullah. So just a confirmation there. One substitute left. If it goes to extra time, both teams do get an extra one. So as it stands, Mansfield will have 2 to make, with Fleetwood just having the extra body in there. Ben Gunn says, will we cover extra time? Ben, just for you, mate, we will cover extra time if it stays goalless or level after 90 minutes. But there's still 3 minutes plus added on time to play in this second round cup tie. A chance now for Herdis. Pulls it back into number 15, Abdullah.
Good defending.
Can't quite again. Strong defending from Fleetwood. It's a strike at goal. Not sure who had the shot at goal. I'll come back to you very shortly. It might have been. It wasn't Herdis because he's with his back towards goal. That's a great chance anywhere under that crossbar, and I think Easton's under a little bit of pressure there. I think it was number 10 actually who had that strike, Jakub Gruzunski. So if it stays goalless or level, we will have a 5-minute break and we'll be back for the extra time action. Will it be for the second game running that this match enters an extra 30 minutes? I hope you've got your thermals, Scott, because it could be a cold one.
Well, my knees are seizing up slightly, Sam. You know, I'm not as young as I used to be these days.
Wilson just taking a little knock before, if you saw, just walking a little bit gingerly, but a chance here for Mansfield to break, but it's a good defensive block and a chance. If it just eluded the Mansfield play, it looked like Covey Smith was through.
Just feel it's starting to get a little bit stretched and a little bit more pockets of space starting to pop up.
Good defending again by Jones. Can't even give a foul because I think it's again each player got hold of each other. There's a chance now for Mansfield to hurt Fleetwood right at the death. It's a chance now for the referee to wave away.
I think the referee's practiced that movement there. Wowzers.
Took a few steps and then pulled out the signal of waving.
What's the referee doing?
I've seen some moves like that on Strictly Come Dancing on the telly on Saturday night. I don't think we scored a 7 from Craig Revel Hall on that one.
Tell you what, he wouldn't have got a 4 from S-Mac.
We're entering the last minute of normal time, which there's probably about 4 minutes to go overall. There's been a few stoppages later on, so we'll see. Josh Tata says penalty ref. Staggy Thompson just looked back on the screen. The lino definitely gave it as offside score. Well, yeah, he did get offside, but it's whether Fleetwood players were in an onside position as the ball was kicked. 15 seconds away from the fourth official, Mr. Leonard, showing us how long is left, but it's number 15, Abdullah, to drive at the Fleetwood back line. They've got plenty of bodies back to Fleetwood, but they can't win the ball off him. Maybe left a late one on, but the referee hasn't seen it the way we have. Well played. It's going to be 3 minutes added on time. Will one side win it right at the death? Ball into the box, but it's going to see out for a goal kick where Easton does that.
I think on the balance of play, Sam, either team would be very, very disappointed to lose this. You know, Mansfield hit the bar, possibly been the better side second half. In fact, I think they have been the better side, to be fair. Fleetwood, you know, the goal that's been chalked off, rightly or wrongly, they'll feel aggrieved. Some good performances for Fleetwood, some equally good performances from some of the Mansfield lads, especially that two there that we mentioned earlier. I think he's been possibly border on man of the match in the 90.
Hunter looks to try and get past him, but again, number 7, Jonte Bouch, has been superb in that central midfield area for the away team. Long ball over the top for Deakins to chest down. He's got Johnson in the penalty area. He's leaning back into him. Bouch now, right foot, just outside the penalty area. It holds up in the wind as he looks to find his cross. The midfielder's got options to his left and right. Does Carter maybe look to switch it to Anderson on this near side, but a chance for them to hit it through here. It's in the penalty area. Fleetwood have to stay disciplined. Felt like he caught the heels of the attacker there, but no claims from him, which normally indicates whether it was a foul or not. Dink over the back, he's found. Oh, no, it's foul. I thought it snuck in.
Well, the young codlings having a bit of banter
Just
there.
saying, sit down.
The Mansfield fans, or the Mansfield bench, should I say. All good-hearted. But yeah, listen, you saw the net ripple, but it was the wrong side of it. I think Easton had it covered, but that would have been heartbreak, wouldn't it? We were just talking about either side being devastated to get beat, but
I thought it was in, to be fair, once
I wasn't
left his
sure.
boot.
Good tackle. Oh, I'm not sure about that.
I don't know if it's maybe the wild strike at the ball that the referees probably deemed it a little bit dangerous, but both teams have had glorious chances. Fleetwood had the ball in the back of the net, still waiting on confirmation whether the Fleetwood Town man was in an onside position as the ball was kicked, but we can't be thinking about that now. We're looking like we're going into extra time, so we will be bringing you the next 30 minutes, but a turn here from Mansfield. Looking to drive, strike at goal, but always rising over, and as the strike goes over the crossbar, the referee, Mr. Sykes, signals for full time, which sees the score at 0-0 between Fleetwood and Mansfield, and there will be extra time.
We now go to 30 minutes added time.
As you can probably hear from Rod, the PA man there, that there will be 30 minutes, and if level after the next 30 minutes, it will go to penalties. Fleetwood had success in their last round against Tranmere, winning 4-3, an exciting end to that game. Mansfield beating Boston in the first round of their FA Youth Cup campaign this season, but all to play for. We'll have a little break, teams are in the huddles, we'll be back very soon. Hello and welcome back to the live stream here at Highbury Stadium. It's 0-0 after 90 minutes. We're entering the first part of extra time. Fleetwood will get us underway with 15 minutes to play in the first, 15 to play later on. Will there be one team who scores and makes the difference between here? We'll wait and see. Some of the comments, Josh Tate says that Fleetwood were on the ropes towards the end of that half. Certainly were, I have to admit. But Logan Lawrenson, he said, it's a bit late here, but we're supporting Connor Eastham. Come on, you Cods. Oh, move while my co-commentator sneaks in the seat. And Matthew Mitchell, he says, come on you Stags, with a few emojis and asking whether it's half-time, but no, it's the first part, or first half of extra time. Mansfield thought they won it right at the death with a strike at goal, just going wide. Goal, but looking like from this angle that it was a bit deceiving in terms of whether it was in or not. Hopefully you've got noise back now in the stream.
Well, I think Fleetwood have got to be braver. That's my conclusion after 90 minutes. I think they've got to be a bit braver.
I think they were more braver maybe in the first half playing against the wind, and we'll see if that continues here as the wind and rain still going from right to left if you're looking on the screen. And it's going to be a free kick for the Kalami in a very dangerous area. Not sure who's going to whip this one in.
Let's have a look. Looks like Kyle Harrison King.
I thought it was a right footer, hence why I wasn't too sure. But a chance for the set-piece specialist to whip this ball in and cause Mansfield problems. It's crossed into the area, it's cleared away.
Good header away.
By the Mansfield defender. It's a goes long here, and it's going to be some legs. Got to be careful not to pull on the shirt, does Abdullah. Got to give credit to the Fleetwood Town defender there who
yeah, young George Morrison, just do your job, did it. Let everyone get back in, get organised.
92 minutes played, 2 minutes into extra time. Across, looking for that curl, but again, only gone behind for a goal kick. So
they can't blame that one on the wind.
No.
Only joking, number 3. Unlucky lad. Well, I think it's the first one the wind hasn't affected.
Again, it's died down. It's like someone just keeps putting 50p in the wind meter here on the Foul Coast, but not had too much of an impact in terms of key moments in this game. Maybe affected some of the players' crossing decision makings, but again, that's up to the players to problem solve and try and get there. But it's Leggett now to drive forward, but that's a great defending by Anderson there, who looks to try and do a bit of a Maradona turn in the middle of the pitch, which his coach might not be too pleased with. But it's Hill-Smith now on the ball. Long hoof down. It's headed by hand only to an amber shirt. He tries to break forward now onto his left foot. He's in the penalty area. Fleetwood can't be pulling it. He pulls it back into a dangerous area. But Fleetwood half clear the lines. It's come to Carter. He's closed down by 2 red shirts, but he manages to twist and turn his way out of that one. He's got to make the pass to go wider. Maybe could have made that sooner. Still got the ball though, had the Stags. 3.5 minutes gone in extra time. Headed away by Johnson, and chance for Fleetwood to break. A little dink.
Brilliant that by Joe Hunter. Brilliant.
Just waiting for options though, isn't he? He was pointing to where he wanted Covey Smith to run to.
Yeah, but Covey was also signalling and he wanted the ball to feet. So they've kind of got the wires crossed.
Looks like we might be getting our first bruise of the evening from the Academy Secretary.
Well, you're quite right, and after 95 minutes...
95 minutes.
We could well be looking for a new person to make our bruise.
I'm just waiting for the assist. I don't know if Wynn's going to play an impact on this assist.
Young Danny Morville bringing us a cup of tea, which is one of his many talents and jobs within the Academy, young Morville.
I've got to say, great
Burnley.
pass with the cups.
And great lad.
Any sugar, Scott, whilst we're here? Or are you all
no,
right?
I'm driving, Sam.
Driving, right. Thought that might make you more alert, but... going to be a throw-in for Fleetwood. 5 minutes gone here. Mike Hill saying, come on the Cods. And Gaming says, super sub Tom Shuttleworth to come onto the field of play. And Fleetwood, remember, do have one change to make due to it going to extra time and the recent changes in the FA rules, which is great to see, to be fair. Last thing you want to see is too many players dead on the feet. Just entering a bit of a calm spell in this match. As we're back in this game, looking to try and turn was Krasinski, but at Fleetwood it's hit the referee, so he should bring it back. Just wait and see if Billy Jones got the ball there, and the referee does the right thing by bringing that one back.
Yeah. I must also mention our senior scout, Mr. Sean Whiteside, who'll be watching tonight with his beautiful wife Adele, and I'm sure they'll be watching this. And Sean's responsible for a lot of hard work that's gone in this academy, and Adele is his beloved partner, and I hope they're enjoying the game.
Ball over the top, which Fleetwood can get onto. No, I don't think you're getting those ones. I know
no,
Simon
I don't
Wiles
think it's a penalty myself either.
Matt Lawler are claiming for it, but I think he's tried to ride the keepers coming out there. But no, I think the referee's got that one spot on, and Fleetwood got to take some encouragement from every positive attack that comes their way. But that's loose from Hunter and closed down by King.
Brilliant work by Kyle King.
Again, referee
touched by the ref as well.
Got in the way twice in the space of 2 minutes. The HSXTTXN says Ollie Leggett to score a last-minute screamer.
We hope so.
Definitely got the left foot to do that, to be fair. Mansfield now on the ball. 7 minutes played in extra time. First part. Nice turn, you have to say, by Krasinski.
Great
he's closed
tackle
down
by Johnson.
Leggett's got to win that first one. He's got to be clever here, not to stick out that right leg. Anderson plays it out wide to his teammate. He's got options to the back. He pulls it back, but that's great defending by Fleetwood. Looking to pull it short. And this is where Scott, they just look tired, Fleetwood. They've got only one body forward.
I agree. And again, it's the player of the match for me, young Anderson, who then became an attacking threat. He slipped a great ball, and they tried to work the ball back to him.
And I guess when Fleetwood are that deep, it allows your full-backs to push on it and push them even further back.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree there.
Oh, nice little trickery by Wild Chopper. He's got into the penalty area. He's got a good tackle. The coach is right in his dugout. Aren't too pleased with him. He reckons he should be getting the crossing much
Brilliant
sooner.
by Billy Jones.
He's been superb once again. I think we pointed him out as one of the players who shone in last game, and he's gone on to probably be even better tonight with his side all level.
Yeah, and how interesting that both full-backs have been excellent for the teams tonight. So we've had the Mansfield right-back, who we think has been excellent. I think he's been man of the match. And I think Billy Jones has also been excellent for Fleetwood at right-back or right-wing-back.
I guess that position is probably not in these players' lifetime in terms of that full-back position, but it's so much more advanced now. It's not just all about the defending. We see Trent Alexander-Arnold and Cal Walker, just obviously two English players there. We'll talk about who really developed that role, and even at this level, it's such a key position in how teams want to start attacks or even break.
Yeah, they're bordering on wingers these days, aren't they? Full-backs.
They certainly are, as Mansfield look to break forward. 9 minutes played. Oh, it looked a bit soft there. Can only look at his arms. There's no tangle of legs there from Harry Wilson. 9 minutes bang on as the referee stands where the ball should be kicked from for this set piece. And you've got to say, probably, thinking about it, I was going to say favours the left footer, but with the wind swirling from that side across the goal, if the right footer can get the real connection and real curl on this one, Easham's going to be in trouble between the sticks. And someone I think said before, Anderson from a free kick or set piece, and he's been the one lining this up as well as, I think it's Hurdis, the man to the other side of Anderson. free kick taken. It's going to be Anderson. Arms are down his
Wall
side,
did
there's
it
no
job.
claim. He jumped. Strike at goal, and it's a couple of yards over the crossbar of Connor Eastoms, and 10 minutes on the clock. Still goalless here at Highbury between Mansfield and Fleetwood.
Yeah, another change for Fleetwood.
Zane Marsh.
Yeah, young Zane Marsh, very talented boy. Will be disappointed not to have started tonight, but obviously the tactics or the formation have meant a change in personnel. However, Zane, you could be a hero, my mate, tonight, and I would love nothing more, young man.
Yeah, he did well in that first half, especially in the round against Tranmere Rovers, and as you said, probably unfortunate not to start, but football's a team game, and it's up to whether you're on the bench. You've still got such an important role to play.
Yeah.
Figuring out your opponent, what he does best, what his weaknesses are, and if you can come on the pitch and exploit those, you've definitely done your job. That's handball.
Well, he's changed formation, Mr. Wiles. He's changed from 3-5-2, and he's now gone 4-3-3. Zane coming on the right of the three. Yeah, he's gone 4-3-3 here. He's pushed Wilson, George Morrison. He's pushed into midfield. That's who I was missing. But yeah, changing formation.
Ball long, 20 yards from goal. It's a nice turn from Clark, but can't get past his defender. Deakin does well to hold the ball up, which strikers do.
Back, Harry Clark.
Got to go left of that's a horrible tackle. And
that's an awful tackle.
That's going to be number 4, Cody Collins. The young Fleetwood players. I think I know what card they want to see, and it's the same colour shirt as the team they're supporting.
It's not a red for me, Sam,
no.
But it's a terrible challenge. He skived him down.
Bit of a lazy one, really. Just
lazy,
again, no control.
But, certainly late. I don't know about lazy.
Adam Scott says didn't touch him.
Should have gone to Specsavers, Adam.
This is real promising from Fleetwood if they can get the set piece right. It's going to be Kyle King. He scored a free kick, probably about 10 yards to the right of him in the first round. Can he deliver the goods again this evening? King, tame effort, only hits the wall. Second strike at goal, pulled, but it looks.
Offside again. Now that looked offside. That looked offside.
The two players who was in line, just close to this side, not the wrong side of him. But again, we haven't got a replay, but that looked, as Scott said, more offside than the other one. But Fleetwood, the team to have the ball in the back of the net twice, but the linesman has blown. Well, the linesman's flag has been up and the referee's blown for the offside. But 13 minutes played in the first half of extra time. Deakin chasing, not Deakin, sorry, number 15. Be Abdullah to chase this one down, who does really well. He's got to win something for his side here. Come off a yellow shirt last, but he's kept it in as Bouch.
Done well.
He's been a good player for the Yellows this evening. Smith looking to battle back, but it's a strike. From.
Oh, by the way, there he is again. Wow.
Struck that with some venom.
Yeah, I was just going to say then, going back to Fleetwood's goal that was chalked off for offside there, and I think rightly so. Offside or not, what a finish from the edge of the box. But then again, number 2 again, there it was. He flashed that one across the goal and hit it true. It arrowed just past the goal.
Andrew Webb says if it goes to penalties, which if it stays like this in the next 16 minutes, it will do. He says that it might be worth pointing out that Owen Mason has a very good record. He says the word decent, sorry, at saving penalties. So we will see. Is he the player, Scott, that you said signed, or you weren't too sure where?
The 9.
The goalkeeper. I don't know if he said he might have signed a deal.
The goalkeeper might have signed a deal already. I could be misinformed with that.
I couldn't see anything on the web, but maybe it's just something that's been missed. But we'll We'll find that one out, but Dylan says Anderson with a strike on him definitely does have one. Fleetwood have to be careful now. They don't want to go into the half-time of extra time. A goal down. Carter keeping the ball moving for the Stags. A long, hopeless punt by the left-sided centre-half of Mansfield. Fleetwood regain position. Andrew Webb just points out here, he signed a pro already and has got links with Nottingham Forest in the last few weeks. So again, Nottingham Forest, a massive club in terms of what they've won in years gone by. Double European champions with Brian Clough at the helm.
Brian Howard Clough. What a guy.
One of the shortest tenures at Leeds United. Didn't work out for him, but the referee has blown his whistle for half-time in extra time, where it's still goalless between Fleetwood and Mansfield. Will Johnson goes down the tunnel to maybe dry off a little bit with the, or swap his boots, we're not too sure, but both squads players. And what I like about Fleetwood, Scott, is that every team has togetherness, but for me, I think having been at this club and seeing what the players are like, everyone comes in the huddle together, whether you're not part of the match day squad, whether you're a sub, whether you're been subbed off. It's that togetherness that does pay dividends in the end.
Yeah, and he drives that culture. Look, even Josh Cairns on the crutches getting in, so you're spot on there. But listen, it's prevalent throughout the academy, the togetherness, and we're big on it. We pride ourselves on the environment that the players come into every day. So yeah, like I say, you know, listen, I would argue most clubs, academies have togetherness.
Oh yeah, not down to that, but you just see
I think
kind of everyone's
it's
together
apparent,
there.
isn't it? It's apparent when you see Wilesy with his team and his staff, etc. So yeah, good point.
Ben just asked what the attendance is. I'm not too sure, but I've got to say, to our left it's rather busy, but even to our right, you've got to say the park side here at Highbury is rather full, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's probably 500 here in terms of supporters, some from both teams, which has been great to see. So fair play to the Mansfield family members, supporters who have made the way to the Falcoes this evening. Never a good journey with the M55 and the motorways around, but yeah, credit to those. Dylan said Anderson signed his pro contract on Monday, and Scott, you can see why Anderson has signed a pro contract, so congratulations to Taylor Anderson there on his contract. Wish him all the best in terms of his future.
Yeah, well done, young man.
And fully deserved, yeah.
Yeah, it's all about wanting the boys to get jobs and stay in the game. You know, it's very, very disappointing when you speak to people that have been involved in academies or football clubs and the parent says, oh, he's not playing anymore. It's so disappointing. But yeah, good on him. And good luck to him too.
Definitely echo the words of Scott there. But yes, Matthew Litherland, should I say, extra time. Yes, we're entering the second part of extra time, so the remaining 15 minutes of this match, if it stays at level after 120 minutes, it will go down to penalties, where we have to say neither side, as Scott said probably about 20 minutes ago, that no side really deserves to be on the losing team this evening.
I suppose it's the case for and against, isn't it?
Yes.
Does anyone deserve to win it? Not sure. Does anyone deserve to lose it? Not sure. And within that is probably your answer. A draw at the minute. They can both argue the case.
If it was a league fixture, you say fair result, a draw, don't you? But there is. Oh, he's caught him late, but it might be through. The referee, I think, just tried to wait to see if Fleetwood are going to get on the flick on, but the referee's given Kyle King an opportunity here, very similar to the game against Tranmere, but the opposite side of the field. And the other end, if you're clever enough and you've got that in your head, he's going to be switched on there. He knows the wind's going to carry the ball a little bit further than usual. But
he's got a great position here, Kyle, to put a great shape on the cross.
Yep.
And if Fleetwood can attack it in numbers, you know, you're going to put Mansfield's defence under some serious pressure here. because we can see the wind and the rain sweeping towards the goal.
And the follows up as well. If you're in that penalty area, you've got to be aware if the goalkeeper spills it. King whips this ball and it's not a bad whip. Oh!
Gone for it again. He's gone for it again.
It's not wide because it's hit that gate just to the left of that Hummel sign. And I tell you what, I've stood behind there and it's not far from that angle. That's a great effort. Kids 3-styler says, come on, Charlie Carter. Ben Gunn says it's 1:30 here in Armenia, trying to stay awake for the rest of it. Ben, a huge thank you for staying awake and listening to our, I was going to say dulcet tones, but we try and provide energy, excitement and in-depth commentary for people watching this. Nathan Bell says, come on you Stags. 17.5 minutes gone in extra time. 12.5 remain. Will there be a moment of magic from an individual to send their side into round 3 of this competition? Tied legs out on the pitch at Highbury. Eastham goes long, won by Wow Chop on that left side, and Bouch now to try and find his teammate over, but just crept in offside position as Johnson looks to get the ball off, and the coach down right in front of us is just asking, why you stood in offside position? You're looking at where the ball is, you should be looking across the line. Just a little bit lazy there. Tyler Peete says Carter, 120th minute winner. John Bailey says come on you Cods, and Football MCFC also says up the Cods. 19 minutes played here at Highbury Stadium. Ball over the top by Wilson. Oh, he's going to go see through again. It's just picked up that wind, and it's not spoiled the game too much, but just occasions where you think teams are on top of the game. It just seems to sneak in.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it spoiled the game. I think it spoiled the teams playing the way they wanted to play, is how I would describe it.
Wowsy demanding more from his players as we enter the last 10 minutes of this game, and it's one that Abdullah can't keep in on this near side. Eastham just taking a sting out of the game. As you said, Fleetwood looked like they've gone more for a 4-2-3-1 formation, or 4-3-3 with one of the midfielders just pushing on to support the striker. 2 wide players really wide in Zane Marsh and Covey Smith. Smith just in front of us on wearing the number 16 shirt.
4-3-3.
Again, it's up to King's just gone to that more advanced position, which had a huge impact on in the last round. Eastham goes long. Got a Fleetwood head onto that one. We've had a spillage in the press box.
The last bit of tea as well. I don't know.
Nice little flip by Clark, but again, got to give credit to Lewis Hill-Smith for clearing that one away, but it's going to be Billy Jones to throw this ball back into the field of play. Ball over the top, which has to be dealt with by Collins. Keeper just keeps that one in. Simon Wiles just not sure what's gone on. No, he's saying the ball's gone out for a goal kick, so he has to take it back. Tiki says Charlie Carter, one for the future. Willie's OS goal says Ollie Leggett to do well on the penalties. We'll keep reading some comments out, but it's Fleetwood here. Little touch by Clark, but he can't quite get that pass. Smith going to close him down, as well as his teammate. He wins the second one. Leggett into midfield, nice little triangles. You do those rondos in training to work on in a match, and it's a chance now to break forward. It looks a little bit soft.
No, it's not a foul. George just trips there, and they'll be mightily frustrated there, Mansfield. And I think their coaching staff have made them feelings known. But no foul for me.
Could be a decision like that that really cost your team. So let's hope, for Mansfield's sake, that just like the one before, for Fleetwood's disallowed goal, the first one, which we still haven't had confirmation. But from the initial reaction from the analyst upstairs, as the ball was kicked, the Fleetwood Town goal scorer was in an onside position.
Say that again, Sam, sorry?
What the onside?
Was it onside, definite? Is that
I'm saying it looks, we're still debating whether it was. King drilled, it's a header by a yellow shirt, it's a Fleetwood corner. Can Fleetwood make one of these set pieces count? 7.5 minutes left in this game, 22.5 gone. It's going to be Kyle King to again drill this ball, and he doesn't want to get too much height on it due to the wind, but he knows the wind coming his way, it's going to be held up a little bit. Curled in. Good chance of Wilson, I thought it was. Strike at goal, it's a deflection!
Get him, my boy!
Just a bit of luck you need.
Will Johnson, skipper.
Thought it was.
Captain fantastic.
I don't know if Harry Wilson's been hurt in that play, if it is him, but he's played an important part.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, delivered a good ball. He seemed to drop, and then, do you know what? He's done what he needed to do there. Well, he smashed it back into the danger bit, and I think took a deflection.
Yeah, I think it has, hasn't it?
I'm just looking at our super camera woman, Abby, to look at me and go, yes, Scott, that's right. She's nodded. I think it was a deflection.
Yeah, I think the keeper's dived to his right, hasn't he? It's just gone towards his legs.
Yeah, agree.
Great atmosphere down to our left, just to the left of the away dugouts here.
Well, it's fantastic, isn't it, that the young academy lads, and they're only under 9s and under 10s watching, but Mansfield will want to come straight back at Fleetwood.
We saw in the last round that goals were scored quite in quick succession, especially in the 105th minute. Taylor scored to make it 3-2 to Tranmere, and then Clark scored literally 30 seconds later. Ball into the box, it's ricocheted, and once again the position of Easton superb.
Was that the number 3, the full-back? Delightful cross.
Just like last game when we saw Leggett on that far side put the ball in for Clark, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Just a bit of brilliance, a bit of quality in the final third. It really does play its part. And comments coming in, Beryl Laycock saying fantastic. Fantastico, should I say. Josh Tate said it wasn't a free kick in the first place. We have debated that, whether it was, it probably was a bit soft.
I didn't think it was, to be fair.
You are seeing them giving, to be fair. It all depends on how the referee sees it and from what angle we're right behind it. But we've got to give the referee a bit of leeway with that one, because it probably looks like there was a push in there. Lewis Dawson says it's been robbed at the moment. On this data says it's brilliant from Will.
The right phrase, but
matter of opinions. I can understand the frustration and where that's coming from.
They can feel aggrieved, certainly, but you know, I suppose in football things even themselves out. So Fleetwood could argue if the goal was onside from the free kick before, then they've got back one.
Chance for Fleetwood. It's going to go out anyway, but He's going to pick that up then for some for bizarre reason. It looked like he.
Feeling come over me then.
Apologies, score has now been updated. All happened so quickly. Score is now on the scoreboard. Fleetwood Town 1, Mansfield Town 0. Goal in the 23rd minute of extra time. Captain, fantastic. Scores from about probably 10 yards out with a little deflection. Going on target the initial shot, so he will be credited with the goal.
Just need to show a bit of composure, Fleetwood. Just slashing at a few balls there. Trying to clear the lines. For me, break on. Break on.
Smith to open his legs and run at defenders. That's what you don't want to do. He's just off side there. Just ran a little bit too soon.
Do you know, it's funny because when Covey set off and I shouted break on, if he could have just whipped that ball around the defenders, it was on.
And used the wind to
he
bit of
carried
advantage.
He carried it, and then George just needed to put the brakes on. It's tough that run. Delaying it to maximise your advantage, and he just went a little bit too early. But a big chance there, and Mansfield had committed.
John Bailey says, come on Fleetwood, time to focus. It's going to be Owen Mason with the goal kick, switch play, a nice little flick. It's going to find Abdullah now, who enters the box. It's going to ding, but that's a great save by Eastham, despite it being offside. He wasn't aware, Scott.
No,
has
he
to
wasn't.
react.
And a good strong hand from Connor Eastham. So yeah, he didn't know, but the liner quite quick with his decision to raise his flag for the offside.
Tranmere have, I believe, still 2 substitutes to make.
Tranmere,
I've got it on the sheet, that's why. Mansfield still have 2 subs to make. It's been a long day. So will they roll the dice and try and get the all-important equaliser to send this game to penalties? Fleetwood have got probably around 3 minutes. There's 2 minutes left, plus some added on time, but they are going to throw a roll the dice in. A few comments have been asking for Ronnie Kukunis to come onto the field of play.
Going to be a change for Mansfield Town.
I'll see how Rod announces this one.
Jacob Krasniewski. On 17, Ronnie Kokinis.
Kokinos, there we go.
Ask and it
trust
shall
Rod.
be given, as the Lord says in the Bible.
Kokinos. Can he get Mansfield into this game? Long diagonal, tries to find Anderson. Thought he won that first one. He's got to be careful not to any injuries or knocks at this late stage. Ball over the top. It's come off the number 15 last. If it goes out,
Good
Leg
tackle,
it does
Ollie.
superbly well. Just keep the ball in play. Oh, that's a late one. That's Anderson. Don't need to. Fleetwood
Just
don't need to get involved, do
you
they?
know, listen, he's been outstanding tonight, the fullback. So listen, he's just a little bit late.
Yeah.
Gets a yellow card, but listen, I don't think it's the worst challenge in the world.
I don't think it's the worst one of the night. I think we've seen a worse one on the edge of the box by Collins.
Yes. True.
But again, just frustration. You know the clock's ticking. You want to try and win the ball back, and that quick turnover if the ball goes long. But Eastham to take this free kick on this near side. Got a lot to try and find a teammate, but that goes straight out of play.
Well,
Matt Lawler just asking why have you
yeah,
not dinked that into the channels.
That was a
And
strange one.
Jovan Makama says, put Lewis Hill Smith as striker and let's try and hit some balls into the box. Archie says, Ronnie. I think we've seen a shout of Ronaldo Sue, but it's a long ball over the top. We have to be careful.
I must mention young Will Johnson, the scorer tonight, because yet again he's been absolutely outstanding at the back for Fleetwood. He's marshalled the back three perfectly, ably supported by Ryan Hand and George Morrison. But Will Johnson's been superb, you know, and if he does turn out to be the match winner, we're delighted for him. Delighted for him.
Chance to break. Morrison now, edge of the box, plays in Clark. He's got to turn, he's got to play it, out to his right hand side in Zay Marsh. He's got the trickery to beat his man. Just looks to get past him, but the defender gets a leg out. As you might have heard, 2 minutes to go. MTFC Harrison says it, get Bailey Hamilton on. Fleetwood just need to keep the ball down this end, keep the ball as far away from their goal as possible. No foul for me, but he's on top of the ball and the referee is probably going to blow for obstruction.
It's hard, that, isn't it, when you're a referee? I mean, because they're kind of both trying to gain an advantage, and then he kind of thought, I don't know. Anyway, he sorted it out. It's a Mansfield kick.
John Bodycoat says, thanks again for putting on the game and for the impartial commentating, refreshing as I follow. The home commentators, wherever you go, are very biased. So again, John, thank you so much for the
again now, holding that ball up.
It'll suit Fleetwood in some respects, but a chance here for Mansfield to break. Ball into the dangerous area, but it's one that Eastham will claim, and slowly.
And it's worth mentioning, actually, because obviously I've mentioned about the Mansfield right back, and rightly so, he's been brilliant. I've mentioned about Will Johnson, who could potentially be the match winner, but do you know what? I'm going to give a mention out to Connor Eastham, because I think he's been absolutely superb.
I think that save where the ball's come across on the cross and he saved it, for me.
And
he doesn't get hands to that one.
Yeah, and he's not had a great deal to do. And that's the sign of good goalkeepers. Not had much to do. Does his job when he has to. So well done, Connor. You should be proud of yourself tonight, my mate.
I think the fourth official and the linesman on right in the dugout is just asking, there can't be too long left. I think it probably could be it. They're nowhere near the 10 yards there.
No.
Oh, sorry, he did take it.
Mansfield will be desperate to get this ball back up the field.
Fleetwood's game management.
They're running out of time, and they've given great effort.
That was a foul throw.
An awful throw by Harry Clark.
And easily could have been a yellow card there for kicking the ball away, but maybe got away
mention
with that.
To Mansfield tonight. I think they've been, they've been given a good account of themselves in difficult conditions. And like we've said, we could say all night. There we are. And
yes,
you know what,
the passion.
Sam? We're into the third round, and yet
Fleetwood are through to round 3 of the FA Youth Cup after a 1-0 victory against Mansfield Town. It was Will Johnson's close-range effort that is the difference in Scott, which was a tight contest, and as you just said, before the full-time whistle was blown, a tight game, one where you've got to probably say neither side really deserved to lose it, but in a cup competition, I won't compete against Rod. The young players are Canoe players. Apologies if Electric Dreams, the Fleetwood Town song, is echoing through these mics, but read some of the comments out. Billy Darwin says, thank you for the brilliant coverage and co-commentary, Scott and Sam.
No problem.
I will second, it's a real family feel around the academy from top to bottom. The players love being there. A fantastic result tonight. Well done, boys. Again, loads of different comments coming in, which is great to see. Lisa Eastham saying, well done, Fleetwood. And a few more coming in as well, which is great to see. But like I say, give credit to the Mansfield players who are walking off the field of play now. They can hold their heads up high. They've played a huge part in what's been an entertaining, in a different respect to the first round tie. But Scott, just for you, Scott, just give us your final thoughts on the game and your man of the match.
Well, final thoughts are very, very difficult to separate them. I've got to say Mansfield will be devastated to lose, and could argue, did they deserve to lose? I'm not sure they did, but I also equally don't think Fleetwood deserved to lose. I think they both deserve praise for trying to play the right way, sticking to the formations and the principles and the beliefs. But, at the end of the day, Fleetwood have had a goal disallowed, and they've atoned for that with a little bit of fortune with the deflection. Delighted for Will Johnson, delighted for all the staff and the boys. And like I say, man of the match for me, I would probably say I'm going to go with Will Johnson.
Will Johnson,
absolutely outstanding. Got the winner, and another great performance from him.
What's just great is that some parents might not have seen their young sons play football in the last 18 months, but great scenes just to our right as Abby is just panning in across there. These moments are to be shared and cherished.
And what's brilliant there is look at the young kids out the academy, and they're looking at to the 18s as though they're like their heroes.
Like we've seen in previous years.
And do you know what? Brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to call it there, but Fleetwood will progress to round 3, and whether it's home or away, we will try and be back to provide you with full match commentary wherever we are in the country. Let's hope it's another home game, but the windshields are taken off. That's Nathan Pond down there cheering. He'll be happy with a clean sheet this evening, being a defender himself. But Simon Wiles has seen his side reach round 3 for the 3rd year running. Good night.